We're here on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso taking on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And Jey Uso's really showing Gunther what he's all about, delivering those right hands. And he would even throw Gunther to the ropes and deliver a super kick to the midsection, and then another right hand taking down the ring general. And Jey Uso, he has Gunther right where he wants him as he goes up to the top. But as he does, he gets distracted and realizes, because Solo Sikoa emerges from backstage onto the ramp, and Solo Sikoa, he showboats a little bit, and Jey Uso is getting very distracted. He's very unfocused, and also fleet behind Solo Sikoa is Jimmy Uso, who emerges from the crowd, and he has something to say to Jey Uso. Yo, Jey, guess who's back? Huh? Yeah, you weren't expecting me, were you? Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, you're just my little brother. And as Jey Uso's focused on Jimmy, by the time he turns his attention back to Gunther, Gunther strikes and throws him off the top rope and will pick him up and plant him with a devastating powerbomb to retain the Intercontinental Championship. It was a huge upset for the crowd and huge upset for Jey Uso, but the punishment would not end there, as Solo Sikoa would dish out a few more blows on Jey Uso, and he would even deliver a Samoan spike, taking down main event Jey Uso. And after that, Jimmy is lying in wait on the top rope, and he delivers the Usos splash, crushing Jey Uso, and even more, holding up the ones to disrespect Jey Uso even more. But he's not done, as he says, Jey, this is all your fault. I tried to tell you, I'm always the big brother. Always. And this situation escalates even more when on SmackDown we see Roman Reigns give Jimmy Uso the nod of approval to go release a speech. But before we get to that, Solo Sikoa is going to have a hard-hitting match with Kevin Owens. In this match, these two go right after each other. There's nothing held back. And now Solo Sikoa would take out Kevin Owens to the throat a little bit, and even send him to the outside of the ring for a matter of this match. But the punishment would continue. The brawl would continue on the outside, but Kevin Owens would eventually get the upper hand, throwing Solo Sikoa into the steps. That gut first of Solo Sikoa was in agony and pain, and Owens would toss him back into the ring. But this was his mistake. As he tries to get into the ring, he's quickly caught and disposed with a Samoan spike right to the neck, and Solo Sikoa would pick up the win. It was a major upset for the crowd, but now it was finally time to hear from Jimmy Uso. What does Jimmy Uso have in store? And in the ring, Jimmy, he's seen pacing back and forth. I don't know what he has to say. We don't know what he has to say, but we know that he's going to get off his chest. So little bro think he done did something, huh? Jey Uso thinks he's the better Uso somehow now, but he's forgot about me. I am the better Uso. Everything that he's accomplished is because of me, and I'm gonna prove that sooner or later, and I'm gonna make him realize it himself. So Jey, watch your back, little bro, cause it's gonna... Oh, wait a minute! Jey Uso, out of nowhere, cutting Jimmy off, and he would attack his older brother. Jey Uso was not playing around tonight. He would be the one who strikes against the bloodline tonight on SmackDown, on their turf. And Jey Uso would punish Jimmy, but Jimmy will roll out to the ring, outside of the ring, for a breather, but he's not safe as Jey Uso dives on Jimmy. And Jey Uso wants to continue to inflict this punishment on his older brother, Jimmy Uso. And Jey Uso would even deliver those strikes, and they would go back and forth with these strikes. Brother versus brother, Uso versus Uso. Oh, but Jimmy would kick the midsection, and Jimmy would skedaddle out of there. He would scram up the ramp and out from the arena for good. But Jey says, hold on. You think you could just run for me now? No. It's not going to end like that. Because I will face you sooner or later. Just like you said. And I'm going to finally be able to rest easy knowing that I beat you. Yeah. We are now on Monday Night Raw, but before Jey Uso's match, he's trying to warm up, but then he is attacked by Jimmy Uso out of nowhere, and Jimmy Uso wants to punish Jey Uso for showing up on his turf. Now Jimmy Uso is showed up on Jey Uso's turf, and it's backstage. He's attacking Jey Uso. He says, I told you, I knew I was going to get you back. I knew I was going to be able to. And Jimmy delivers a super kick right to the face of Jey. He sticks up the one and he says, this is all your fault. This never would have happened if it wasn't for you. See you soon. And Jey Uso, he still, no matter how bad he was brutalized backstage, he goes out to the ring and puts on a show against Drew McIntyre. He's fighting like nothing's happened to him. He's fighting through the pain and showing why he's a top star here on Monday Night Raw, why he's a top star on WWE, period. And he would take out Drew McIntyre with a Samoan drop and even come back with a spear against the Scottish Warrior. And he would try to pick up the win, but of course, it wouldn't be a match if there wasn't shenanigans, as Jimmy Uso shows up once again, getting on the apron and distracting the referee. But as this distraction goes on, Solo Sikoa sneaks up behind Jey Uso and he's looking for a Samoan spike. Jey Uso doesn't realize, the ref doesn't realize, but Jey Uso does realize as he takes down Solo Sikoa. But this distraction allows Drew McIntyre to get up and deliver a Claymore to pick up the win. It's another devastating match, another ruined match thanks to the bloodline. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa are proud of themselves for what they did, screwing Jey Uso once again here on Monday Night Raw. But Jey Uso's not gonna let it slide this time. Hey, since you want to do this so much, you want to keep interfering every time I have a match, how about me and you go face to face, Jimmy, this Friday, where I can finally knock the yeet out so stupid. See you this Friday, Jimmy. Well, little brother, if you think I'm scared, I'll show up. And it was time on Friday Night SmackDown. Is Jimmy Uso gonna show up? Jey Uso says, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, to come face to face with my brother. And now it's finally time for me to end this once he shows up. So go ahead, Jimmy. Come out right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yo. What's up, little brother? Or should I say main event Jey Uso? That's what you go by now. But it doesn't even matter about that right now. You know, I was thinking about showing up, but no, I don't want this situation to end how it's gonna go. You know what? I want to see you later on when the opportunity is right. So, how about me and you one-on-one at WrestleMania? Yeah, how about that? We can do it at WrestleMania, and I already got the match made and everything. See you soon, little bro. And Jey Uso, he seems excited, but you know there's got to be a little bit of worry in the eyes of Jey Uso. But now it was finally time for this one-on-one match. Brother versus brother. Ooh. Uso versus Uso. Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. And these two are going to show out tonight. And these two, Jey Uso, he would start off the match hot, going right after Jimmy in this match. And these two will not hold back anything against each other. These two do not care at all, one bit. Oh, and Jey Uso will take out Jimmy with a Samoan drop and even deliver an avalanche Samoan drop to plant and punish Jimmy. But eventually, after Jey Uso would strike a little bit too much, go to the well too much, Jimmy Uso would get in control and will punish his brother. This is an all-out brawl. These two will brutalize each other and beat down each other to the point to where there's no going back. And Jimmy would eventually pick up Jey and dump him to the outside on the ring. Jey Uso would hit the floor very hard, but Jimmy would get out the ring and continue the punishment on Jey. He was not letting up at all, not letting up nothing, not holding back on nothing. And Jimmy Uso would send Jey into the steps, and now it was time for Jimmy to get a weapon into the play. He will pull out a kendo stick from under the ring, but as he's taking too much time, Jey Uso would come back with a strike, and he would try to get the upper hand against Jimmy, which he would as he picks up the kendo stick and starts beating down his older brother, beating down Jimmy, so much so that kendo stick breaks. He eventually will roll Jimmy back into the ring, but as he gets in, Jimmy would go for a super kick, but Jey would catch it, but Jimmy would deliver an enziguri to counter Jey Uso, and Jey Uso did not expect that, and now Jimmy was in control for the matter of this match as he would go up top, but Jey Uso would try to strike, but Jimmy would dodge it and get over and kick a double super kick on Jey Uso to take him down. Is it enough? 1, 2, but a kick out from Jey, and you can see the frustration in Jimmy's eyes, but Jey rolls out on the outside of the ring, but he's not safe there as Jimmy is going to try his luck with the dive as well, but he misses as Jey Uso moves out of the way. It's an upset, but wait a minute. Oh, a spear on the outside by Jey. He would come back and feeding off the WWE Universe's energy. Jey Uso would throw him back in and hit that maneuver on Jimmy, and now he was sitting up in the corner. He was trying to hit the final dagger, that final super kick that started all of this with Jimmy, and he connects it on Jimmy. Jimmy is out. Jimmy was out. That was the super kick that Jimmy hit on Jey that started all of this, but Jey's got to say, like you said, you're always the big brother, but I'm always the better brother. And Jey Uso, he has it. He's not holding back. 1, 2, Jey Uso would pick up the win against his older brother, Jimmy Uso. It was finally done, but he's got one more thing to say. But before Jey Uso can get what he has to say off his chest, he is blindsided by Solo Sikoa, who grabs him and delivers a Samoan spike. Take him down. Main event, Jey Uso. I guess there's no yeet for Jey Uso tonight. Solo Sikoa stands over him. What hangs in Jey Uso's future? What will be his fate? Cody Rhodes has just retained his undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton in a hard-hitting competition match on SummerSlam. It was RKO and Crossroads for Cody to eventually pick up the win against Randy by delivering 3 devastating back-to-back Crossroads to pick up a win. A Crossroads trifecta for Cody to retain his championship. But the real shocker was after the match when the final boss would attack Cody Rhodes and deliver a rock bottom, planting Cody just like he had promised before he left. And he says, "Cody, I told you I'd be back, boy. You should never mess with the final boss." we'll have our moment soon. And with the bloodline taking over on SmackDown, the newly formed bloodline with Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, The Rock is in charge, and the new tribal chief is assumed to be him, as he says, Cody, I'm in charge now because the final boss is back in business, and the Bloodline 2.0 is in business now. And you're gonna find out firsthand, boy, why we don't play around. We don't play around with people like you. We don't play around with people like that walking clown emoji Seth Rollins. And we don't play around with people like the Usos. So, how about this? You're gonna find out firsthand what the final boss is made of if you smell the bloodline is cooking. And with this in mind, Cody is pacing back and forth in the ring, and he says something. He's got something on his mind, and he's gonna say it right now. As Cody says, The Rock, we know how this all goes down. You're gonna do the same thing you always do, spew garbage from your mouth. It's the same old, but when are you gonna step in the ring with me? That's what I'm waiting for you to be, a man, and have the balls to step in the ring. Is Solo Sikoa, and he emerges from backstage to distract Cody Rhodes. But what is he gonna say? He's just interrupted the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, but he doesn't say anything because he's just a distraction as Tama Tonga sneaks up behind Cody and attacks him and starts brawling with the American Nightmare, but they deliver blows to each other. It was just a ploy. It was just a distraction, pretty sure set up by The Rock, but Cody comes back and evades it and delivers a crossroads, planting Tama Tonga. The plan is foiled. The ambush failed. Cody tosses him to the outside and says, that's all you got, Rock? I'm ready for more. Send whoever you want. It could be the president. I don't care. I'm done being nice, and I'm ready to get to fighting. So let's fight one-on-one. And the next week on Raw, Jey Uso is warming up for his match, but he's approached by Jimmy, and he says, hey, Uso, I know things ended rough for us, but I'm looking to move forward to a new chapter, and the Usos reuniting, the ones getting back together, the true ones, to take down Bloodline 2.0. Are you down, Uso? Jey Uso says, look, Uso, I'm sorry, I don't trust you right now. You're gonna have to earn my trust, but I'll see you then. See you soon, Uso. Jimmy is left there speechless. Jey Uso doesn't trust him. What is Jimmy gonna do? How is he gonna earn Jey Uso's trust? We'll find out soon, but the next week on Friday Night SmackDown, Cody Rhodes is set for one-on-one action with Solo Sikoa, the new, was leader before The Rock came back, and these two would throw down on SmackDown. These two did not hold back one bit against each other. Cody Rhodes wanted to prove exactly why he's the American Nightmare, wanted to prove to the final boss that he deserves a chance, a match against them, and Cody Rhodes looking to prove why he's the undisputed champion. But with a quick distraction from Tama Tonga, just like that, the American Nightmare got distracted, and this match changed drastically as Solo Sikoa would take over now, and Tama Tonga would continue to get involved as he would slide a chair in to Solo Sikoa to give him the aid, and Solo Sikoa would pick it up and threaten to hurt the American Nightmare with the chair. He's looking to take him out, but Cody would come back and fight against Sikoa and avoid him knocking him out with the chair, and Cody would get in control, boom, with that bionic elbow, taking down Solo Sikoa. And Cody Rhodes would deliver the signature Cody Cutter to take down Solo Sikoa on the chair. And the American Nightmare was fired up, and he's turned this match back in his favor. And then he would hit a Crossroads #1, and then a Crossroads #2, and then the final trifecta Crossroads to pick up the win against Solo Sikoa. It's a huge excitement for the crowd, but his celebration is interrupted by a quick video. Look who it is, Cody. Yeah, I told you, do not mess with the final boss, and you still wanted to stick your nose in my business. Well, this is what happens, and this is an example to people who stick their nose in my business. Oh my! Cody cannot believe what just happened. Jey Uso tossed by the final boss. Cody, this is what happens when you mess with me. Stop playing. We will have our fight, and it will be extraordinary. The final boss walks out, giving that note. And next week on Raw, Cody stops Zayn and says, "Hey, Sammy, I gotta talk to you. You saw what Rock did on SmackDown. He took out Jey. So just keep your head on a swivel, okay? We can stick through this battle together, and we're gonna stop the Bloodline 2.0. And Sammy says, "Thank you, Cody, man. I know you got my back. I'll see you soon." And Sammy heads to his match, but as Cody looks on at Sami Zayn, he's approached by a very interesting person. It's Paul Heyman. But what does he got to say to Cody? He says, "Cody, I know you think you're on the final boss's level, but you might not be as sharp as you think. I'm just here to let you know personally, as the wise man, be careful." And Cody responds, says, "Thank you, Heyman. I'll keep that in mind, but I feel like no doubt I'm more than ever ready to fight the final boss." And Paul Heyman agrees, says, "That's cool. Respect that. But if I had to give you any bit of advice, I would say, call Roman Reigns." And Paul Heyman walks off with saying that to Cody. But is Cody gonna take Paul Heyman's advice and use that to his advantage against the final boss? We're yet to find that out, but later on that night, Sami Zayn will go into his match with Karrion Kross, and these two would trade blows at each other. Both of these men would tear apart each other in this match on Monday Night Raw. Zayn is looking to build his momentum ahead of Fastlane, and Zayn, taking out Karrion Kross, will deliver a super kick, and Zayn will send Karrion Kross into the corner to deliver a couple of blows to the face, giving him a couple of right hands, and then would deliver a hesitation drop kick in the corner. Karrion Kross was getting punished by Sami Zayn, and they call Karrion Kross a punisher, but he's getting punished right now. And Zayn goes up top and delivers a crossbody to take down Karrion Kross. And once Zayn would eventually get Kross back into the ring, he would toss him in. Zayn would continue on the beatdown against Kross, but Kross would get the upper hand as he delivers a counter, and then he would go to work on Zayn, delivering a headbutt to stun Zayn, and Kross was fired up. Kross wants to finish his Zayn this quick, but he's got Zayn where he wants him. Kross is in the corner, and he's looking to finish Zayn, but Zayn was able to counter and deliver an arm drag to Karrion Kross, and then he will follow it up desperately with a devastating brainbuster, dropping Karrion Kross on his head. And eventually Zayn will have Kross in the corner, set up for a Helova kick to close out this match, but it was interrupted with a DQ by Solo Sikoa with a Samoan spike, taking down Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was gasping for air, and Sami Zayn desperately was about to get this win, but Solo Sikoa interrupts it, causing a disqualification. He picks up Zayn and delivers another Samoan spike, dropping Sami Zayn. Sami has no backup until It's Cody Rhodes who's came to help Zayn. But as quickly as he enters the ring is as quickly as Solo Sikoa exits the ring. And Cody is livid. He says, "This is what you do? This is the bullcrap you pull?" I'm guessing The Rock sent you to do his dirty work on Monday nights. Well, how about this, Solo? Me and you one-on-one at Fastlane. And I will show you the true power that I possess. And this was on. It was on. It was made official. Cody Rhodes and Sikoa one-on-one here on Fastlane. The fastest pay-per-view in WWE history. Fastlane. And Cody Rhodes will take on Solo Sikoa. He really was not afraid. He really wanted to punish Sikoa in order to get to the final boss, delivering the suicide dive outside of the ring on Sikoa. And he will pick up Sikoa and try to put Sikoa onto that announce table to potentially set up for something. We don't know what though, as Solo Sikoa would counter it and not let Cody get the upper hand. Now Sikoa was in control with the upper hand, and he would deliver a Samoan drop on the outside of the ring, punishing Cody Rhodes on that back. And Sikoa would get in control, throwing Cody into the barricade, and now Sikoa was in control for the matter of this match, as he would plant Cody face first onto the mat. And now Sikoa looking to toss Cody back into the ring, but Cody would eventually counter, and he would get back into control. These men were going back and forth at it. A kick from Cody Rhodes, and then a running bulldog to Sikoa. Cody Rhodes is fired up, and the fans are rallied behind him. Cody tosses Sikoa back into the ring. He goes up to the top and delivers a diving drop kick, something you don't normally see from the American Nightmare, and then a twisting neck breaker to plant Solo Sikoa to try to get the win. Is it enough? 1, 2, but Sikoa would still stay in this match, and Cody was undoubtedly getting a little frustrated, but he would go under the ring and use this to his advantage. And 2, in this no disqualifications match, and Cody Rhodes has that chair and would beat down Solo Sikoa in this match. And it's no disqualifications. It's all legal. And Cody would toss that chair to Sikoa, I guess you could say, handing it to him. And Cody was fired up again. He was rallied up, and he would deliver a Cody cutter, a little off, but he was able to manage it and pull it out, and had enough of it to try to get the win, but it wasn't enough, I guess, because it wasn't fully operated correctly. Cody has got to try to finish it now, but he can't, because Solo Sikoa comes back and delivers a Uranagi on the chair. 1, 2, but a kick out from the American Nightmare, and Cody would make it back to his feet. He would shoot up and deliver a crossroads. Solo Sikoa was not expecting it. Is it enough to pick up the win though? 1, 2, and then of course the interference from Tama Tonga in this no disqualifications match as he punishes Cody. Oh my goodness, Tama Tonga taking out Cody, but while this is going on, another devastating surprise awaits. It's Tama Tonga's brother, Tongaloa. And Tongaloa gets his surprise interrupted because another devastating surprise. The Usos are back together, reunited, and they come out and super kick Tongaloa. And now Jey Uso will get Tongaloa out of there, spoiling his surprise, and Jimmy will go right after Tama Tonga, the man who took him out on SmackDown, a super kick to Tama Tonga. And now Jimmy Uso would clear the ring of Tama Tonga as well. But the match is still on. Sikoa runs to the ropes, Cody runs to the ropes, and they collide against each other, and both men would drop to the mat in agonizing pain, and the real surprise awaits.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
It's the final boss, but what is he doing out here is the question. Rock storms down. It looks like he's gonna get involved, but just then... the crowd erupts for the historic Roman Reigns coming to save the day. And he runs down and he spears The Rock clean in half. No more final boss. No more replacement tribal chief. The OG is back. And he turns to Cody and he says, "Finish this thing, Cody. It's your story." And Cody counters the Samoan spike that Sikoa goes for. And he turns him around and there's number 1 of the Crossroads. He picks him up, number 2 of the Crossroads. And the trifecta is just simply irreplaceable for the American Nightmare to pick up the win, thanks to the Tribal Chief. But as soon as this match, and as historic as this moment is, it is far, and I mean very, very far from over. Because on the next week of Monday Night Raw, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga team on Roman Reigns and Usos run out to try to save the day, and they do as they brawl with Tama Tonga. Jey Uso takes out Tama Tonga and tosses him to the outside, and now Jimmy finally gets to get his hands on Solo Sikoa, and now gonna toss Sikoa outside of the ring as well to dispose of him. And the same happens on SmackDown when Cody brawls with Solo Sikoa backstage in the parking lot, and this is just going on. All this nonsense, all this madness, this brawl cannot be unbroken, and this is just terrible. All of these men are going at it. Super kick from Jimmy backstage, and Jay also in the garage taking out Tama Tonga. All of these men cannot wait to get their hands on each other. They're feeding, and these men cannot rest easy without knowing each other exist. And this is all led to the final boss walking down to the ramp, and he's got something to say. He says, hey, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No. The Rock says, and it's all about The Rock says. It's not about what nobody else says, not even the people. The Rock says, it's not gonna go down like this, boy. You know, it's been about a minute, and I still haven't got my match with Cody. So how about this? 4-on-4 War Games at Survivor Series. The Bloodline 2.0 takes on the OGs. And Cody attacks The Rock from behind. But it's an amazing stipulation to suggest. But Cody is not going to wait for that. He's going to go ahead and get his revenge on The Rock, beating down The Rock. The Rock said himself, it was since they haven't got a moment, they deserve this. Cody Rhodes slams The Rock face first on the apron, and now he picks up The Rock and tosses him back into the ring. And as Cody gets in the ring, he slips up and allows The Rock to hit a rock bottom, planting the American Nightmare. Now, the final boss has something to say. You want to try that again now, boy? And I'ma just assume you want to accept my challenge too. But before we get to that, The Rock has got something to do. Oh no, he has Cody set up for the most electrified move, the People's Elbow. Taking down the American Nightmare. Will his be his fate at Survivor Series? But now, it was time. 4-on-4 Survivor Series War Games. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, starting it off. But who is he gonna start it off against is the real question.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Here we go. Finally, face to face, Roman Reigns and The Rock. And these two go right after each other. Rock goes after Roman, and Roman goes after The Rock. And now both men are showing off, and Rock delivers a drop kick to get the upper hand against Reigns. And he would toss him to the other ring on the opposite side. And now The Rock is going to show out now. But Reigns will come back and pull in the face of the final boss. Reigns has finally changed. He's became the hero in this battle. The OG Bloodline versus the Bloodline 2.0. And now Roman going right after the final boss, showing him who's the boss, who's the real tribal chief. A big boot from Reigns. And now The Rock makes it back to his feet at a jumping clothesline for Reigns. And now Reigns kicking the midsection, delivering a blow right to the face of The Rock. But now is the next entrant, and it's Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa has entered the fray. And what is Solo Sikoa gonna do? He's going around to the ring, and now he's getting something out of under the ring, a table to bring it to play. Remember, this War Games match will only start once everybody's entered, and now The Rock going in control off of that distraction by Sikoa. And The Rock and Sikoa now tossing Reigns to the other ring on the opposite side, and they're gonna double team Reigns and gang up on him. But Reigns fighting back, taking out Sikoa. But The Rock, the final boss, gets involved now, helping Sikoa. And now we're waiting the countdown for the next entrant for Team Roman Reigns. And we find out it is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, who is next. And he hurry up and rushes into the ring, try to come to the aid of Roman Reigns, but The Rock is awaiting him, and he pulls up to the final boss, and they have an exchange of words. You ready to finally prove yourself to me, boy? Yeah. You ready to finally prove yourself to the final boss? And Cody says, I don't have to prove anything to you. All that matters is that all these people love me and they respect me. And Cody goes right after the final boss. These two have finally been waiting. They've already been going at it, but The Rock delivers the spine buster finally. These two finally get the showdown, but The Rock is looking to hit that people's elbow, but Cody makes it back to his feet, and he gets the fans rallied up behind him, and now he goes after the final boss and delivers those haymakers and stuff. The Rock took too much time, and now Cody with the kick, taking out The Rock, and now Cody with the bulldog, taking down the final boss, but now Solo Sikoa takes out Cody with the table, but Cody instantly gets back up. Cody's resiliency is off the charts, and now he's going after Sikoa, tossing him to the other side, but that distraction caused The Rock to take control as he delivers a rock bottom, planting the American Nightmare in the center of the ring. But the next entrance for both teams is none other than Tama Tonga and Jimmy Uso. Both men are entering the fray, and Tama Tonga taking out Roman Reigns with a chair as Jimmy tosses in a trash can, and Reigns comes in control with a big boot now. And eventually Cody Rhodes would pick up Tama Tonga and send him into a table, crashing face first into it, and eventually Tonga Loa would be the next and last entrance for Bloodline 2.0. But back to the ring as Cody delivers a devastating crossroads, planting Tama Tonga face first into the mat. And Cody Rhodes is fired up now, rallying off the crowd, and everybody is just going at it, throwing haymakers and going back and forth. And now Cody would finally deliver a crossroads to the final boss, and all of this is happening, and the match hasn't officially started. And Cody says, that's what you deserve. And then the last entrant, Jey Uso, he runs and rushes into the ring to help his team out as he goes straight off to Solo Sikoa first, delivering a clothesline. And now Sikoa was getting taken out by Jey as he delivers a right hand to Sikoa, and Cody Rhodes will toss the trash can down on Sikoa. And all of this was happening. The match is officially started. Bloodline 2.0 triple teaming on Roman Reigns, and then Team Roman is triple teaming Sikoa. It's nobody balanced. But eventually, Tama Tonga had enough, and he would flee the scene first, leaving the cage, and then following right behind him is, of course, his brother, Tonga Loa, fleeing the scene, leaving Sikoa and The Rock all by his lonesome. Jimmy Uso with a splash to Sikoa, crushing him, and The Rock is the last man standing, says, "What the is going on right now? Where's my team?" But out of nowhere, Reigns spears The Rock from behind. The Rock didn't realize, and Reigns says, "Finish it now, Cody. Now is your time to finish the story fully." Cody takes that advice from Reigns, and now the Crossroads #1, and he follows it up with the #2, and of course the trifecta of Crossroads allows them to pick up the win. The Bloodline saga is officially over. The real story has just got finished. Jimmy, Jay, Cody, and Reigns have all finished their story in historic fashion. Cody Rhodes has just dethroned Roman Reigns to become the new undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion, and Cody would celebrate this victory because he finally finishes the story. And with the aid of John Cena coming to help Cody Rhodes in this match here on WrestleMania 40 by delivering an attitude adjustment on Solo Sikoa through the announcer's table, would allow Cody the opening to hit Roman Reigns with a Crossroads. But after the match, John Cena would attack Cody Rhodes and deliver an attitude adjustment, dropping the newly crowned undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion Cody Rhodes to the shock of everyone, and Cena would just walk out of WrestleMania 40 after that. The next week on Monday Night Raw, John Cena will come out with this new whole entire attitude from Cena, and the fans just boo him out of the building because they hate this. They hate this John Cena. They want the old John Cena back, the hustle, loyalty, and respectable John Cena back. But John Cena doesn't care as he gets in the ring and says, "All of you people don't know what's wrong with me." What happened to when Cody got too cocky at WrestleMania 40? He didn't give me credit for helping him, and that's why I did what I did at WrestleMania 40, because he deserved it. He didn't give no credit to a future Hall of Famer like myself. He didn't give credit to me, or he didn't give credit to anybody else who helped him. And I want that championship just like I deserve it. And Cena walks out with just saying that, as it leaves the fans puzzled because he didn't even give a reasonable explanation, but he doesn't have to because Cody comes out and attacks him anyway on the ramp, and Cody beats down John Cena for what he did at WrestleMania 40, and Cody will toss Cena all over this stage, on the ramp, down the ramp, next to the fans, and now Cody would deliver a bionic elbow to Cena on the stage. Cody does not like this new attitude of Cena. Nobody likes this new attitude of Cena. And Cody would try to deliver a Crossroads, but Cena would counter it, dropping him with a clothesline on the stage. And Cena would get in control now, punishing the American Nightmare, and he would pick him up on his shoulders, carry him over to the ramp, and plant him with attitude adjustment back first on the ramp. And Cena would just taunting Cody, and then he would turn to Cody and say, "I told you, you're not on my level. The Rock was right about you. We'll have our moment." And Cody, the next week on Raw, is searching all over the arena backstage for Cena, but he can't find him. He even asks Sami Zayn if he's seen Cena, to no avail. Nobody has no idea where Cena is. And Cody even calls out Cena, to no avail. And it has people speculating online on Twitter what is going on with John Cena And it's undoubtedly a long 9 months later until we finally get an answer. In the Royal Rumble match, the final two, AJ Styles and Logan Paul, awaiting number 30 as they brawl it out in the ring. Styles will deliver a quick combination to Logan Paul and drop him to the ground. The Maverick was losing a bit now, and Cody Rhodes is keeping a close eye on the Royal Rumble match in the main event. Cody will see who is going to be his challenger for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. And as we go back to the action, AJ Styles looks like he's in control as he goes for a sunset flip on Logan Paul, but Logan Paul will counter and deliver a right hand to the face of the phenomenal one AJ Styles. And Logan Paul will get in control until the countdown begins. It's John Cena, and the fans are livid. They're booing Cena out of the arena because Cena is not the same John Cena that he used to be. This is a new attitude of Cena, and he marches down to the ring. He's number 30, and he's going to march down to the ring and try to win the Royal Rumble match. And waiting is Logan Paul and AJ Styles as Cena dives in and goes right after them, but Logan tries to take out AJ Styles, and Cena capitalizes off of that and takes down Logan Paul. And now he goes right after AJ Styles and delivers a mat slam to AJ Styles, dropping him on the back. And Logan Paul would pick up Styles but then take out Cena as he turned his attention to him real quick. But eventually Cena will come back into this match and slam the phenomenal one AJ Styles. And Cena and Logan Paul and Styles were all going at it, and eventually Cena and Logan Paul would team up to form a little alliance to take out Styles. But eventually we'll be back to the original triple threat, all three men against each other, and Cena will go right after Styles, punching him in the gut, and Logan Paul would capitalize off of Styles, and now Logan Paul would throw him over, but Cena would counter and throw Logan Paul over, and both Styles and Logan Paul were hanging, but Styles will roll in at a quick second, and Cena would take him back down, and Logan Paul and Cena were back at it again, but Styles would quickly hop back up and plant Logan Paul back down, but Cena would capitalize then off of that, setting Styles on the ropes, and you think he would eliminate him, but Cena would go for a different tactic in this match and clothesline Styles and turning him inside out, and Cena will finally eliminate the phenomenal AJ Styles, and it's down to the final two men, who is Logan Paul and John Cena, both the men looking to go forward to WrestleMania 41 in Vegas to take on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes for the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. And Cena, after his emphatic return, will get the upper hand against Logan Paul and slide him to the center of the ring for a very familiar move. A devastating five-knuckle shuffle connects to the nose of Logan Paul, and Cena has Logan in position right where he wants him. He lifts up Logan Paul on his shoulders and delivers not only one devastating attitude adjustment, but he rolls through to connect a second one to drop and make sure Paul is done as he connects that. And he would show off for a little bit against Paul before finally picking him up and throwing him outside the ring to become the Royal Rumble winner. John Cena is going to WrestleMania, and he gets to pick a champion of his choosing, and it's probably very obvious who he's gonna pick. And Cody, he's not at all impressed backstage as he just watches as Cena celebrates in the ring after winning the Royal Rumble. Rumble, and he just walks off, not acknowledging the fact that Cena just won. In the aftermath of the match, Cena tries to rub that win in Cody Rhodes' face, and Cody Rhodes doesn't like this very much as he goes right after Cena and starts beating away on Cena and delivers a right hand to Cena and then a bulldog backstage on Cena. This is all happening so fast backstage in the parking lot area, and Cody Rhodes was taking out Cena, taking the fight to this new attitude of Cena. Nobody likes this attitude of Cena, and Cody Rhodes is showing why he's the champion right now and why he is the American Nightmare, taking down Cena, but it's quickly disposed and stopped by security when he shows up and pushes Cody Rhodes back. But Cody says, "This isn't over, Cena. You poked the bear, and now you're gonna get your championship match, but it's not gonna be all like it should be." And Cody eventually goes out to have a match with Austin Theory on Monday Night Raw. And this match was actually a hard-hitting match as Cody would drop Austin Theory at the beginning and deliver the ground and pound attack on Theory, and then send him into the corner and just stomp away on the chest of Theory. It might be weird after this match of how bad Cody was taking out his chest, but eventually hit a lifting, twisting cutter to plant Theory to try to pick up the win, but it was not enough for the American Nightmare to survive and pick up the win yet. And eventually Theory would come back in control, delivering a clothesline to the American Nightmare, and Theory would send the American Nightmare to the outside, and he would pick him up on his shoulders and deliver something devastating on the barricade. Boom, between the legs of the American Nightmare. You could count it as a low blow if you wanted to say, and Theory would punish the American Nightmare on the outside and eventually get the action back in the ring. Theory would cover, but a kick out from the American Nightmare would leave him staying in this match. But then Theory delivered the ground and pound that Cody tried to do earlier in the match, but this time it was working all too well for A-Town Down Austin Theory, and he would go right on the work of Cody Rhodes and show off a little bit, taunting Rhodes. But eventually that would leave an opening for the American Nightmare to come back into this match and deliver those forearms right to the face of Austin Theory. And the American Nightmare can't stand Austin Theory's face as he goes on the attack with a bulldog, and the taunting to the crowd for a little while would cost him, but no, it wouldn't, because Cody Rhodes will counter Austin Theory's counter, and he was fired up after that. Cody wanted to finish this for good, going for a crossroads, and he would connect it on A-Town Down Austin Theory, and Austin Theory would be put down by the American Nightmare for him to pick up the win. It's a huge excitement off of the Royal Rumble hatred, but as Cody is celebrating, he is attacked from behind by John Cena, who knocks him out with brass knuckles. And John Cena tucks those brass knuckles tight in his pants, and he says, "Yeah, you weren't expecting that, were you? That's rule number one. Always be prepared for the unexpected." And Cena will pick up Cody and deliver an attitude adjustment, dropping the American Nightmare and a salute to the body of Cody Rhodes. And Cena will walk out of the arena. Will this be the fate of the American Nightmare? Will Cena become the new champion? And eventually, Cody Rhodes will continue on his tour of matches, as on a WWE live event, Cody would take on matches such as Chad Gable, as we see right now. Cody would take out Chad Gable, and Cody was in control for the matter of this match as well against Gable. First off a win against Theory, he goes into this fight with Gable, and so Cody would deliver a forearm to Gable in the corner, dropping him, and then a diving moonsault, crushing Chad Gable, the leader of the Afro Academy, or the coach, whatever you want to call him. And Cody Rhodes delivers something face first planted is Gable, and Cody Rhodes was on the attack with that little ground and pound as you would normally see from him. And you gotta be wondering, is Cody Rhodes in a frustrated mood after Cena? But eventually would connect a Cody cutter covering. Is it enough to pick up the win? 1, 2, but a kick out from Chad Gable. Gable was staying in this match. Gable is a heavy fighter, and Cody Rhodes deliver push-ups to give him a little bit of energy as he sends Gable over to the outside of the ring, and Cody would taunt for Gable to get back up, and now he would deliver a devastating suicide dive, almost overshot it against Gable, and he would toss Gable back in the ring, and the American Nightmare was looking to finish it maybe, but Gable would come back in one swift motion. It would have Hurricane Rana, take it down the American Nightmare, then a clothesline, and now Gable would pick him up and deliver a devastating German suplex, flipping Cody all the way over face first. That strength and power coming into play against Cody from Gable, but Gable would counter, but Cody delivers an enziguri, and Cody is finally fired up to finish this match, close it out against the leader of the Alpha Academy, Gable, and Cody turns him around, and the world is watching Cody as he delivers one crossroads, dropping Gable. He picks him up for a second one, and he's not done with the trifecta, but wait a minute. John Cena gets on the apron, stopping Cody from delivering the trifecta. As Cody takes down Cena off the apron, this leaves a wide open distraction for Gable to grab Cody from behind, run him into the corner, and deliver that German suplex. And Gable would pick up the win thanks to John Cena, not to the delight at all of the fans. And Gable will walk up to the ramp to meet Otis, and he says, John Cena is a bigger helper than you ever will. You're a huge disappointment, and you will never be my #1 guy anymore. Now come on. And this gotta be hurting for Otis to hear, but Otis obliges and follows Gable out of the arena. But back to the ring, as we turn our attention back there, Cena gets in the ring once again and picks up Cody Rhodes on his shoulders in position, and he would deliver a devastating attitude adjustment, dropping Cody. He says, that's what you get. You always gotta watch your back with me. You will never be like you used to be. You will never be the American Nightmare, and you're never gonna be the champion again when I beat you. And Cody, he will continue his win streak on the weeks to come, defeating the likes of Carmelo Hayes, delivering a trifecta crossroads to defeat Carmelo Hayes, and the next week after that would deliver the trifecta of crossroads to knock off the Judgment Day's Prince, Finn Balor, and pick up the win. And he would even knock off the Ring General Gunther on the Monday Night Raw after that, delivering the trifecta of crossroads to him, the leader of Imperium, and pick up the win. And this all built momentum towards him and Cena's match for the first time ever on April 20th, 2025, WrestleMania 41. And people on Twitter are hyped around this match, Cena versus Cody, for the first time ever here on WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, Nevada. But before the match, Cody runs into a very interesting person backstage. It's Mama Rhodes, and she tells Cody, put on a show tonight. I believe in you. And Cody says, thanks, Mom. And I will show the world why I'm the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. But it was finally time here on WrestleMania 41. For the first time ever, the American Nightmare puts his undisputed Universal Championship on the line against the newly formed Attitude Change of John Cena. And these two, Cena will go right after Cody. He's waited desperately for this moment, trying to crawl and plead his way to a championship opportunity, attacking Cody week after week, every match that he's had, and that momentum has been set, and the fumes have been boiling between these two men in this rivalry. And covered by Cena, but a kick out from Cody as he stays in this match early on. But Cody will roll out, and Cena will try to get him on the outside, but Cody will get the upper hand, sending Cena into the announce table. And Cody now will send Cena over into the barricade as well. And Cody will deliver a Russian leg sweep back first, sending him and Cena both back first into that barricade. And then Cody was on the move against Cena, against the 15-time world champion. Cody will deliver that kick to the face, and then the Bulldog, a regularly scheduled move of Cody Rhodes, and he shows off to the crowd a little bit, getting them hyped behind him, and he delivers a forearm to Cena's face. This new Cena has really changed the landscape of the WWE, and Cena has just showed a side of him we've never seen before. And Cody was send Cena back into the ring, but that was his mistake, as Cena will get in control against Cody and deliver him face first into the canvas and tries to pick up the win, and as he covers him. And one, but a kick out from Cody. He's staying in this match so far. Cody is not giving up, but Cena delivers that right hand to the face of the American Nightmare, and Cena now delivers a gut-wrench power slam, dropping the American Nightmare. Then an elbow drop to follow it up, and Cena would desperately have something in mind after that, as he would go out outside of the ring and clear off the announce table. He wanted to finish Cody for good, make sure he secures that championship. But as he gets back into the ring, Cody catches him with a right hand, and Cody then would deliver a Uranagi planting Cena for the cover. Is it enough? 1, 2, but a kick out from John Cena. He is not giving up. He never gives up. And Cena then would take advantage and come back against the American Nightmare. And we see these regularly from Cena, the shoulder tackles, and then the back suplex slam, dropping him. And then this move, the 5-knuckle shuffle, that doesn't have the same effect since this new attitude of Cena connects on Cody's face though, and Cena has him right where he wants him. He picks him up on his shoulders. Is it enough to hit the attitude adjustment? But no, Cody counters, and he gets down and he runs to the ropes and delivers a Cody cutter out of nowhere. Cover to pick up the win and retain the championship. 2, but a kick out from Cena. Cena's not done yet, and he delivers a drop kick to Cody as he gets back to his feet, and then we'll follow up with a power bomb, picking Cody up off the ground and planting him down. And Cody will climb up in the corner, and Cena will put him on the top. Cena's looking in Cody for good. There's a right hand, and oh my God, a superplex in the middle of the ring, dropping the American Nightmare. Cena is fired up, but the fans are getting angrier and angrier as they see this match continue. Cody needs to come back, and he does. He delivers a devastating crossroads, dropping Cena for the win. Is it enough to retain? 1, 2, but Cena would still stay in this match, and Cody was getting undoubtedly frustrated, wondering what he has to do. As both men make it back to their feet, they show off the face-to-face. This is incredible, an incredible, awesome match for the first time ever as they deliver those blows to each other. Cena and Cody going back and forth, and Cena would hit Cody, which sends him into the ref, knocking him down, which allows him to hit a low blow at a quick glance, dropping the American Nightmare. The dirty play from Cena as the ref makes it back to his feet. He doesn't know anything of what just happened, and Cena waits for Cody, and he delivers a devastating attitude adjustment. It might be all over for Cody. His dreams have fallen. Cover 1, 2, but no! The American Nightmare is still in this match, and Cena is upset, and he says, no, you're done. You're done. I'm finishing it for good. I'm gonna be champion. And he sets him on the table, but Cody would counter it, and Cody would deliver that kick once again to Cena, and now he grabs Cena, and it might be all over for Cena now. He sets him on the table, puts him up on it, punches the gut. Cody slides in, and he goes to the top to finally finish this. A moonsault threw Cena on the table, and he says, I told you, I'm the champion for a reason. Sorry, Cena. And he picks him up. He tosses him back into the ring. Cena has no idea where he's at. Cody slides in, but Cena catches him. Attitude adjustment number 1. It's over now. Cena's done it. Cena lifts him up again. Attitude adjustment number 2. Cody just fell for it, but a kick out again. Cody just gets out of the air. He's back to his feet. Catches Cena, but Cena wants for another one. Another attitude adjustment, but Cody counters. He counters. And then we deliver a devastating crossroads number 1. The second crossroads number 2. Cody's finally got him, and he delivers the trifecta to Cena. Cover. The American Nightmare holds on to his Universal Championship by a thread. Some would say, or by the skin of his teeth, but nevertheless, Cody proves that he is nothing but hustle, loyalty, and respect. And he is undoubtedly one of the greatest champions in the WWE. But as Cena gets up, he even goes over to Cody and walks over to him after they just had that heck of a fight. And he says, thank you, Cody. You deserve that win. And Cena will show the respect as he shakes Cody's hand. It's true that he really is the American Nightmare. It's the SmackDown after WrestleMania 40, and Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso have something they really want to get off their chest here on this SmackDown tonight. Solo addresses it first as he says, Jimmy, I just want you to know that losing has consequences. Roman Reigns lost, and now you lost. And Solo Sikoa would dispose Jimmy Uso with a Samoan spike and pick him up again and deliver a second Samoan spike, planting Jimmy Uso, having him gasp for air as Solo would taunt over Jimmy. And with the help of Tama Tonga joining the new Solo Sikoa, he would be on top for the past 3 months. As Solo Sikoa, over these past 3 months, getting various heat from the WWE Universe as he would create and assemble this new bloodline consisting of Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu, the Enforcer. And as Jacob Fatu would dominate DIY on SmackDown, taking them out of the picture, as the Tongan brothers would take out the Street Profits and take them out the picture. Solo Sikoa's got a lot of stress on his hands, focused on defending and leading the new bloodline, as he would argue with Tama Tonga and unleash distress on him by fussing and yelling at Tama Tonga, saying, you gotta get your act together, Tonga. And as Tama Tonga walks away and cutting Solo off, this puts a slight damper on the new bloodline. And as they would continue to dominate, Solo Sikoa would have a one-on-one match with Montez Ford of the Street Profits. And it was a hard-hitting match between these two. But Montez Ford would show why he's the top star in WWE by delivering a splash, but a kick out from Sikoa, it was not enough to put him away just yet. Solo Sikoa has gained a little bit more momentum since becoming the leader of this new bloodline, and it shows as he delivers a Uranagi and picks up Ford and disposes of him with a Samoan spike, just like he did to Jimmy, to pick up the win. And as Solo Sikoa wins this match, it doesn't change the fact that the issues are continuing with the bloodline. This time it's Solo Sikoa who gets up in Jacob Fatu's face and says, where were you? Why weren't you out here for backup? Why didn't you help as much as you could have? And Solo Sikoa, as he fusses at him, you could tell by the look on Fatu's face, this does not sit well with him. After a couple of strings have been pulled by the new tribal chief Solo Sikoa, he would earn himself a one-on-one title match with the undisputed heavyweight champion Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam in the main event. And as Cody goes into this match, he's trying to build momentum behind his championship reign, but for Solo, it's just to prove and dominate some more and show people why he deserves to be the new tribal chief. But Cody was too much to handle for Sikoa, actually, as Cody would deliver a disaster kick and face plant Solo Sikoa on the mat. And eventually, as Cody has continued to wear down Sikoa, he would deliver a hip toss, and he was fired up in this match. But eventually, this would leave Solo Sikoa with an opening to come back, but Cody would counter as well, still not letting Sikoa get anything in. And he would deliver another disastrous kick and then go up top and deliver a diving drop kick as he would counter Sikoa's punch to drop him down. And Cody was even more rallied and fired up, feeding off the energy of the WWE Universe. But eventually, he would have the help of Kevin Owens, the Aide, to deliver a stunner to Tama Tonga to eliminate him from this equation and stop him from interfering in this match. But as Tonga Loa shows up, Cody will have that handled as well, with Orton watching his back, delivering an RKO to Tonga Loa. But as we turn our attention back into the ring, Sikoa would get in control just then and deliver a super kick to Cody Rhodes. And now he was fired and rallied up. He was ready to deliver a Samoan spike to dispose of Cody, but Cody would counter and try to deliver the trifecta of Crossroads, and he connects number one, and he connects number two, and of course, as you would suspect, Jacob Fatu slides in the ring, and he has to make a decision, and it's not the decision you would expect. Oh my gosh, Jacob Fatu has just taken out Solo Sikoa and delivers a splash on the back of Sikoa and would pick him up and deliver an impaler DDT, planting his new tribal chief, or so we thought, as he would slide out the ring. This would help Cody get the advantage as Solo Sikoa would struggle back to his feet. Was this the plan all along? To help Cody? As Cody would deliver the number one of Crossroads, and then he would pick up Sikoa to deliver the second one, and he would finish him off with the third one to pick up the win and retain his championship. It's a huge excitement for the crowd of SummerSlam, but it was not at all over, because after the match, Jacob Fatu says something truly shocking. I would like to personally introduce my favorite and the real tribal chief, Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is back, and he's apparently the new tribal chief, as confirmed by Jacob Fatu. As Jimmy makes his way to the ring, he has an incredible speech as the new tribal chief. Yeah, this is my plan all along, to get my payback on that backstabbing, if you could call him brother, Solo Sikoa. Yeah, look at me now, little bro. I tried to tell you and Jay, I'm always the big brother. I'm always. And you will never be able to surpass the big brother. The big brother deserves all the rewards, and he deserves to be the main one, to be the tribal chief. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do, because I think it's about time to restore order to this new bloodline. And what better person to do it than the older brother? And it will have people online upset at the way Jimmy Uso is carrying on this new bloodline. But on the SmackDown after SummerSlam is where things really start to spice up. As Jimmy would say, now that I am in charge of this new bloodline, me and Jacob Fatu are going to build a new team, and we are going to get some new members in this bloodline. But he's quickly interrupted by Solo Sikoa, the former tribal chief before Jimmy Uso. And Solo says, Jimmy, you know you are not worthy of being the tribal chief. I mean, I thought I was, but there's no one better than that, than Roman Reigns. And you showed me that after you revealed yourself as the new tribal chief. We're just making a mockery out of his culture, out of his accomplishments. And we don't need to do this, Jimmy. So just relinquish the necklace and let me be in charge while Roman Reigns is gone, because it will be a better fit than you. Somebody like you, even Jay, would be better than you. Solo, as if you really thought you had this plan figured out. You really thought your bloodline was loyal to you, but no, they're with me. Well, Jacob Fatu is with me. I don't really care about Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. This is payback on them too. Tama Tonga tossed me everything. And you. This is all your fault. And as they're talking, Sikoa is caught off guard by a Samoan Spike. Who delivers the Samoan Spike is a mystery though, but we quickly find out. It's Zilla Fatu. Is this the new member of Jimmy's bloodline? Jimmy's Uso's bloodline consists of Zilla Fatu, but we don't get to find out as Tama Tonga and Tongaloa rush out, but they get disposed by Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu, as Jacob Fatu will handle Tongaloa and Zilla Fatu would handle Tama Tonga, delivering the repeated Samoan spikes, laying out all three men. And as we turn back to Jimmy, he says something. This was all part of my plan. And as an interested person looks on, Jimmy Uso continues his rampage on the screen. But as Jey Uso watches, he can't take it anymore. As we turn back to Jimmy, he says, this is a perfect example of the new bloodline. And later on, Jimmy Uso would pull some strings to get him a championship match against Cody Rhodes on the season premiere of SmackDown. And as Jimmy is confronting Cody Rhodes in the ring, it's all about one thing, that championship. Jimmy Uso's already become the tribal chief. Now he just needs to have the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship around his waist to solidify his legacy. And he would have a little pep talk with Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu backstage, saying, guys, we gotta step our game up even more. I know we took out Sikoa, I know we took out Tama Tonga, and I know we took out Tongaloa. But now our focus is on Cody Rhodes. And we really gotta be on our A game, because you know Cody has some little backups that come help him. But it won't be no match for us. And as Jey Uso would run into Cody backstage, he would try to talk to the American Nightmare, give him some advice, and try to be some assistance to Cody. And Cody says, of course, Us, anytime I need you, I'll just say the magic word and you'll be there. I got your back, you have my back, and that's how it's supposed to be. And Jey Uso says, yeah, you're right, Us. You know, just say the magic word, yeet, and I will come out to help you. And this will play a huge factor as Cody goes head to head with Jimmy on the season premiere of SmackDown for the championship. And as Cody would deliver a bulldog to Jimmy Uso, he was in control for the matter of this match, taking out the so-called new tribal chief. And Jimmy would roll out for a breather, but Cody would not let him get a breather, as he would immediately hit a suicide dive, taking out Jimmy Uso. And as Jimmy would get back to his feet, he'd deliver a Russian leg sweep into the barricade, back first sending Jimmy. And he would toss him back into the ring and go up to the top to deliver something, and he would deliver a drop kick, taking down Jimmy Uso. And he would go for the cover to try to pick up the win, but it was not enough to put away Jimmy Uso just yet. And eventually Cody would try to go for a crossroads, but this is where Jimmy would get in control, delivering a super kick to the midsection midsection and sending Cody into the corner and just going right at the throat, putting that elbow and his knee against the gullet of Cody Rhodes. And as Cody will roll over in pain, Jimmy will go up top to deliver an Uso splash, but he will miss as Cody will move out the way and deliver a kick to the face of Jimmy Uso, and up following it up with a back suplex, planting the new so-called tribal chief. And as Cody was fired up to finish Jimmy, he delivers a disastrous kick and goes for the cover. But it was not enough once again to put away Jimmy. But Cody was even more rallied up, and he wanted to hit a crossroads this time to finally put away Jimmy. But as Jimmy would counter it and deliver a super kick to the face of Cody, he would accidentally fall and knock down the ref. And this would allow Zilla Fatu to come into play, and Cody would slide out to get a chair, but it was no use as Zilla catches him and delivers a Samoan spike, dropping Cody Rhodes to the mat. And as Zilla Fatu stares at Cody Rhodes' lifeless body, he would then run outside the ring, and as Cody makes it back to his feet, out of nowhere, Jey Uso will come to his aid with a steel chair, taking out and wearing it out on Zilla Fatu. The backup has arrived for Cody Rhodes. That magic word wasn't even needed because Jey Uso immediately knew to come to the aid of his friend. And this would allow Cody to get back into the fight, but he would drop him quickly with the super kick and would go up top for the Uso splash, but he pauses as a true surprise awaits. It's Roman Reigns. The OG Tribal Chief is back. Original Tribal Chief. And he spears Jacob Fatu, who comes out of nowhere. But he's caught off guard with a spear. And Reigns is happy to be back. And he's not done with Jacob Fatu. As Fatu makes it back to his feet, he quickly locks in a submission as Jimmy watches. And as Jimmy is distracted, Cody would take advantage of this moment and toss him off the top rope. And he would pick him up and deliver one crossroads, and he would deliver a second one to follow it up, and of course the third crossroads to finish Jimmy Uso and retain his championship here on the SmackDown premiere. In the main event, Cody Rhodes retains his championship, but Roman Reigns has his eyes on something very specific. And this is proven when Roman Reigns approaches Cody Rhodes backstage on the next week on Friday Night SmackDown, and he says something that wouldn't surprise you. Yeah, Cody, man, I had to have your back when I found out what Jimmy was doing. But don't worry, I got my eyes on the prize, that necklace, to finally secure it with the OTC, the original Tribal Chief. And Cody says, that's good, Roman. We gotta focus up, and we have the extra help from Jay for me and him to take out Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu. And that's exactly what they would do, as Jey Uso would attack Jacob Fatu on Monday Night Raw, taking him out of the equation first, planting him down. But it wouldn't go so smoothly for Cody Rhodes, as he's caught in a world of shock, as Zilla Fatu was too powerful for Cody Rhodes, and he would pick him up and dispose of him with a Samoan spike. Cody couldn't handle the pressure of Zilla Fatu's, the unmatched skills of Cody's and Zilla Fatu's. But as Jimmy is pacing back and forth on SmackDown, he is caught with a surprise attack himself. Roman Reigns out of nowhere with a spear, taking down Jimmy Uso. Roman Reigns cannot wait to get that necklace. I can't wait. I'll see you at Bad Blood. Cody and Jay are gonna handle Jacob and Zilla, and I'll handle you. And it was finally time for the matches everybody's been hyped about for Bad Blood. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the undisputed heavyweight champion, and Jey Uso. Main event, Jey Uso yeeting himself with the crowd, ready to take on Jimmy's henchman, henchmen, Jacob Fatu and Zilla Fatu of the Bloodline. Cody starts off hot in this match, taking down Jacob Fatu by himself and starting off the match with him. He would take his time disposing of Jacob Fatu as delivering a suplex, and then he would toss him to the ropes and deliver a hip toss, taking down the enforcer. And he would even deliver a drop kick, taking down Zilla Fatu, and Cody was fired up. But this distraction would allow Jacob Fatu to come back with a bulldog and dispose of Cody Rhodes, also lifting him off the ground and delivering a powerbomb, planting him. But it would not be enough to seduce the American Nightmare or keep him down, as he will roll out onto the apron and Jacob Fatu will deliver a running hip attack, knocking him off the apron. And Jacob Fatu was fired up now, and he would get Cody back in and deliver a Uranagi to plant him. But it was not enough once again to put away the American Nightmare just yet. And eventually Cody would come back and deliver a kick to the face and follow it up with a slam. Ooh, a shot to the back first, and then he would pick up Fatu and slam him to the mat. And this would eventually have the tables turn, as Cody would deliver another kick and then follow it up with a Cody cutter to try to pick up the win. But it would not get him the win, as Zilla Fatu would quickly break up the pin. But they had a plan for that, as Jey Uso would neutralize Zilla Fatu when Cody eventually tags him in, and he would rush into the ring and deliver a super kick to the face of Jacob Fatu, and now he was going up top to finish it with an Uso splash. But as Jey dives, Fatu would move, and Jey would make incidental contact with the ref, and this would allow Zilla to slide in without being tagged and deliver a Samoan spike, dropping Jey Uso in the ring. And Zilla Fatu would celebrate this as he would deliver some words. Yeah, you're weak, and that's why Jimmy's gonna be Roman, and nobody's gonna be able to stop this new dominant bloodline except me. A mysterious voice comes above Zilla, and it's Solo Sikoa, who grabs Zilla and delivers a Samoan spike to Zilla. Sikoa is back, and he would drop Zilla Fatu with a Samoan spike and just get out of the ring. The ref is still down, but when the ref gets back to his feet, Jey would come in hot with a spear, countering Fatu's movements, and he would seize this opportunity to tag his friend. Cody gets tagged in, and Cody's gonna put the final dagger in Jacob Fatu's back, and now he would get Fatu up and deliver one crossroads after another crossroads, and of course it wouldn't be the trifecta without the third one to pick up the win for the team. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso have just picked up the win, but now it was finally time for the main event. Roman Reigns, the OTC original tribal chief, versus the new chief, the TNC, the new tribal chief. At the start of this match, Jimmy would deliver a super kick because he knows he has to try to put away Reigns early. And as he gets to the top, he nails one Uso splash to try to put away Reigns. Two, but Reigns will stay in this. Jimmy was trying to end it quickly and efficiently. And I think that's why he was trying to hit a second Uso splash, but it will fail as Reigns will move out the way. And Jimmy makes it back to his feet. He tries to nail a clothesline, but Reigns will counter and nail a spear, and he was fired up, and he looks at Jimmy and he says, "You were never meant to be a tribal chief." That's why he got too cocky in this match, but now it's over. And as Reigns charges it up in the corner, he runs full speed and nails a spear, cutting Jimmy in half to pick up a win in this match in at least 5 minutes or maybe less. And it's a bittersweet win for Roman Reigns and the fans. And the real reunion is upon us. Miz is just snapped and has delivered a big boot to R-Truth, and as Karrion Kross laughs and cheers on, this would allow AOP to take advantage as Miz will walk out, leaving R-Truth high and dry to deliver a powerbomb to pick up a win. It couldn't be a more upsetting ending for the fans. After the match, backstage, R-Truth is approached by Kathy Kelly, who asks him how is he feeling after Miz turned his back on him and made him lose that match against the AOP. But R-Truth claims that Miz was just confused and it was just an accident by the Miz, and he's just gonna talk to him later on today. He says, yeah, it was just an accident by Miz, Kathy. It was nothing too serious. I don't think he did it on purpose, but I'm gonna talk to him later. And Kathy says, no, Truth, I think that was on purpose. I think Miz cost you guys the match literally, and I think he got tired of you. And R-Truth says, you don't know Miz like I know Miz, Kathy. I'll talk to him and we'll fix this. And as R-Truth walks away, Kathy Kelly, next week on Raw, she runs into the Miz and interviews him, and he has something to say to her as well. He says, Kathy, everything that I did was literal and intentional. I did what I had to do to get rid of that dead weight of truth, but I gotta get prepared for my one-on-one match against Kofi Kingston. And it was said Miz and Kofi the next week on Raw, and Miz would unleash this new side of him, this vicious side against Kingston, but it would not be enough to put him away just yet. And as Miz will continue to come back in this match to take out Kingston was really struggling right now at the beginning of this match, and Miz would do a neck breaker to plant him down on the mat. But eventually, Kofi would get back in control, delivering some strikes and a drop kick to the back to drop down a Miz and get a little bit of air to come back in this fight. And he would deliver a neck breaker of himself to take down the A-lister. But Miz would get on the ropes and Kofi would send him to the outside. And Kofi was rallied up now, feeding off the fans' energy. But Miz would go for a chair ultimately, but he would get caught off guard by a dive from Kingston, and then he would get thrown back into the ring by Kingston to get this action back inside. And eventually Kofi will faceplant Miz, and he had him right where he wants him, set up in position for a boom drop, but he would miss it as Miz knew what was coming and was scouted, and he would deliver the running knee strike to try to put away Kingston for the win. But no, it was not enough to put him away just yet, and Miz would get frustrated about this, but eventually later he would deliver that kick that he did to Truth, and he was set up for a skull-crushing finale until R-Truth emerges from backstage. R-Truth will walk down to the ring and stand there watching Miz continue this match, and Miz is upset, yelling at him saying, "Get out of here, Truth, you shouldn't be here." And this would ultimately allow Kingston to deliver a Trouble in Paradise to pick up the win, thanks to R-Truth, who's just standing there looking blankly confused, saying, "Miz, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Miz. I had to be done." The next week on Monday Night Raw, Miz is upset and livid that R-Truth cost him his match against Kofi Kingston, but he will pull himself together and say a few words. He would say, "Truth, that is the last time you will interfere in my business. The one and only time you will interfere in my business. Because next time, once we have our match next week on Raw, I'm gonna beat you." And Miz is quickly interrupted and cut off by R-Truth, who emerges from backstage. But Miz still says, "There you go again, Truth, interjecting yourself in my business. Me and you will face next week." in the next week on Monday Night Raw, when R-Truth would go head-to-head, one-on-one with The Miz, he would deliver those signature shoulder tackles and the back suplex, just like his childhood hero John Cena would do. And he would deliver the "You Can't See Me" taunt and deliver the 5-knuckle shuffle, showing tribute to the Hall of Famer John Cena. And he would pick up Miz to deliver an attitude adjustment, but Miz would counter this and not let Truth hit it and gain the satisfaction of beating him. And he would deliver that right hand and deliver a knee to the back and a neck break combo to plant Truth. And he would send him into the ref incidentally, and Miz would try to deliver a low blow and he connects it. And Truth was in a world of hurt, and he would pick him up and dispose of him with a skull-crushing finale to pick up the win. Miz with the dirty play to pick up the win. And after the match, he runs into a very interested onlooker. It's Karrion Kross, who says, "Miz, I'm really proud of the man you've become. You showed me and proved to the world that you were more than just a pushover by R-Truth's sidekick." And Miz said, "Yeah, good things I started doing things for me, right?" And Miz would walk away with that being said, and Cross says, "TikTok." And next week, we will have an Intercontinental Championship tournament as Miz would cheat his way through it, defeating the likes of LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes by delivering another low blow to beat him in the tournament, and even R-Truth once again delivering a low blow with the dirty play to win the tournament. Miz would celebrate picking up this win against Truth on the Friday Night SmackDown, but it was not at all over, because as Miz runs into the Intercontinental Champion Jey Uso has a few harsh words for Miz. He says, "Miz, you cheated your way through that tournament, and you know it, but you can't cheat your way to beat me at Survivor Series War Games." And Miz says, "I don't have to cheat my way to beat you, Jey. You're too weak, and you show a lack of responsibility." And Jey says, "What do you mean, Miz? You will see how tough I am at Survivor Series." And Miz just chuckles and says, "We'll see, kid, because you are not on my level, and you will never be, because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome." But as we would get to Survivor Series War Games, it was a time for this match. It was set Miz and Jey Uso one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship. And as these two would go at it, Miz would deliver the first couple of strikes, starting off hot against Jey Uso and delivering a snap DDT to plant Jey Uso face first in the mat. And as Miz would wait for Jey to get up, he would slam him back down hard on the mat, and Miz would go up top to deliver a devastating diving axe handle to the lower back of Jey Uso, and then he would go for the cover to try to pick up the win, but it was only a 2 count for main event Jey Uso. It was not enough to keep him down, and Miz would continue the punishment, delivering a face breaker, hanging Jey Uso in the middle ropes to try to pick up the win. But again, it was not enough to put away and secure the Intercontinental Championship. And Jey would eventually come back, lighting a spark in himself to deliver a Samoan drop and super kick to try to pick up the win and retain against Miz, but Miz would not stay down now. And as he would toss Miz to the outside, he would get fired up, feeding off the energy of the WWE Universe, and he would deliver a suicide dive, taking out the A-lister. Miz was struggling right now, and Jey Uso was taking full advantage of it. But as Jey Uso would miss a dive, Miz would get in full control, slamming him to the mat again and delivering a stomp and delivering another stomp to the face of Jey Uso. And he would go for the cover, but once again, for the third time, it was not enough to put away main event Jey Uso. And Miz would eventually go for a skull crusher finale, but he's caught off guard by Jey with a backbreaker neck breaker to slam him to the mat. And that that was not enough still to put away the A-lister. But as Jay would go up top again, Miz would try to throw him, but he would counter, and this time he would nail a crossbody to try to pick up the win against Miz. But it was once again not enough to put away the Miz. And eventually, as Miz will roll out to the outside of the ring, Jay was waiting for him to get up so he could deliver a second patented suicide dive to take out the A-lister, and he would get him back into the ring to nail a spear, but Miz would counter and was prepared for it and deliver the famous it kicks to try to take down and wear down Jey Uso to finish it off with the finale. And as Miz is awaiting to try to put away Jey Uso finally to finish him, he would suddenly get in position as he was ready to deliver a skull-crushing finale to close this match out and become Intercontinental Champion. But Uso would counter and nail a spear, cutting Miz in half to try to pick up the win. But it was still not enough to put away the A-lister, and Uso was getting a little frustrated, as understandably, and he would get into the corner to set up for another spear. And as Miz stumbles back to his feet, he runs, but Miz ducks it and nails a right hand on Uso, and he would pick him up, turn him around, and nail a skull-crushing finale to become the champ. But it was not enough, as R-Truth would pull out the ref, and this would anger Miz, and he was furious in the ring. But this distraction would allow Jey Uso to nail a second spear, but he was not done. He would hurriedly run up to the top rope and deliver an Uso splash to close out this match and retain the title. It's a huge surprise from the crowd and applauding him. But the next week on Raw, Miz was angrily upset and would attack R-Truth and backstage, and he would pick up Truth, but Truth would counter and fight back, as Miz was not too much to handle for Truth, and he would deliver a super kick and he would toss Miz through a table, taking out. The tables have turned on Miz, and Truth says, "I'm done playing with you, Miz. I'm done with the jokes. I'm done with everything. You're gonna get your kicked soon." And the next week on Raw, as Miz is backstage, he says, "Truth, my purpose in turning my back on you was just to get rid of dead weight so that I can try to become a champion. But you screwed up that opportunity. So it's gonna be me versus you at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. And once I beat you, this will finally get rid of that dead weight I've been trying to get rid of for the longest." And we're here on WrestleMania as Truth is getting set for his match against Miz. He runs into an old friend. It's Damian Priest, who says, "Truth, go out there and show Miz that you're not a pushover. Show him that you're a top star." And Truth says, "I know, DP. I think I can handle this pressure going out there against Miz. And hey, with me being in Judgment Day and all, and yeah, I think I can handle it." And Priest laughs. He says, "Truth, you were never in the Judgment Day, but you were an honorable member, if I do say so myself." And Truth says, "Thank you, DP. You know, we've been through a lot together, so I think I can handle Miz." And as Truth walks away, Priest says, "I hope so." And as Truth will go into his match with Miz, he would start off pretty good, delivering these bicycle kicks against the Miz, and he would send him to get a power slam, build momentum for that power slam, and he would deliver a stunner to Miz and pick him up and even put him on the top rope to try to deliver something catastrophic. And R-Truth would actually pull it off, as it would deliver a superplex, planting Miz right on his back. And as Miz will roll, Truth was now fired up, dancing to the light of the WWE Universe, and he would roll up Miz, as later on they would get a table into the the play. He would roll up Miz, but Miz was not giving up just yet. And Truth now was trying to hit that dancing leg drop, but Miz would move out of the way and deliver a Hurricane Rana to come back in this match. And Miz would deliver a drop kick and a neck breaker also to try to get some momentum against Truth, but it was not enough to pick up the win though. And as eventually Miz would toss Truth to the outside and set up a table in the corner as Miz was looking to finish R-Truth for good, and he had something catastrophic in his mind. But Truth would slide in and nail Miz with a steel chair. The tables have turned once again, and Truth would nail Miz 2 more times and even a 3rd time before tossing the chair at him, chunking it at him. And Truth was even more rallied up by the fans' feed. And as Miz will roll out and try to get on the apron, Truth will nail a right hand and deliver a stunner hot shot, pulling Miz face first, and even delivering a Topekan high-low to take out the A-lister. And Truth will pick him up, put him on his shoulders, and nail Miz right at a bad point on the barricade, right where the soft spot is, as Miz will fall on that barricade. And he will pick him up, toss him in the ring, and Truth will slide into the ring to get the action back in. But as he slides in, he would kick Miz in the gut and deliver that scissors kick to the back of the neck to try to pick up the win. But it was not enough to put away the A-lister still. And as Miz would crawl to the corner to gather himself, Truth will wedge a chair in the other corner and try to deliver a powerbomb to Miz, but Miz would counter it and deliver a neck breaker to take down R-Truth. And as Miz will try to deliver a kick, he's caught off guard with a little Jimmy onto the chair. But is it enough to put away the A-lister? No. Truth will not put him away yet in this Extreme Rules match. But as Miz would try to come back into play with Truth, and this would allow Miz to toss Truth into that chair. And as Truth would gather himself by climbing on the ropes, Miz would not give him a breather, delivering that running knee strike to try to pick up the win. Is it enough to put away Truth? No, it was not enough just yet. And as Miz would pick him up and nail a skull crusher finale, that had to be enough. But still, it was not. Truth kicks out again, and Miz is undoubtedly frustrated and angered. He is more angered than the start of this match, and he will get out the ring, clear off the announcer's table, but he's quickly caught off guard as Truth will come and put him on the table and run up top in the ring. As Truth climbs to the top, he will nail something incredible. That moonsault through the table, through Miz, crushing him, struggling to breathe. Miz lays there, but Truth will pick him up and toss him back into the ring, and he will slide back in, and he will hoist up Miz and nail a powerbomb through the table, crushing Miz's dreams. And as Truth would get some more energy and fire himself up some more, he would deliver the "You Can't See Me" taunt and the 5-knuckle shuffle, showing tribute to his childhood hero, and also following it up with an attitude adjustment to put the final nail in the coffin. Truth has just picked up the win against a historic man, The Miz, a former champ, and Truth's new story is just beginning. Raquel Rodriguez has just interfered in Rhea Ripley's and Liv Morgan's match, and she's caused for the ref to call for a disqualification because she got involved in the match. And as Carlito and JD McDonough both would interfere in Balor's match with Priest, it would end up backfiring on the Judgment Day and allow Priest the opening to deliver South of Heaven to pick up the win here on Bad Blood. It's a huge excitement for the fans, but as the next week on Raw, Liv, Raquel, and Dominic are all talking to each other, and Liv says, "Thank you, Raquel. Just like I told Rhea, may not be stronger than her, but I am smarter than her. And I always have another plan. And Raquel says, no problem. I'm just happy to help one of my old friends and beat one of my greatest enemies, just like Rhea Ripley. And we're going to continue to dominate her. And Liv says, yeah, good thing. What do you think, Dom? And as Liv looks at Dom doesn't know what to say, but he says, yeah, sure, you're right. We beat Rhea Ripley, and now the Judgment Day is going to continue to run Monday nights. And Liv says, you're perfect. Come on, guys, let's go. And as Dom waits, he runs back to the Judgment Day clubhouse, but he's met by a very interesting person. It's Rey Mysterio, and he says, Dom, don't listen to them. They've just gotten into your head. They're just using you. And Dom says, I don't want to hear it. You're just a deadbeat. So what would you know about the Judgment Day family? And Rey will say, more than you know, Dom. I know when you're just being used because you're my son. So just think about what I'm saying, okay? You don't have to make a decision right now, but just make sure you take notes of your surroundings and listen in closely to when the Judgment Day are saying things. And Dom is speechless. He's actually thinking about what Rey is saying right now. But as the next week on Raw comes, Rey Mysterio and Balor will go one-on-one, and Balor would be destroying Rey Mysterio in the matter of this match. And Rey Mysterio was trying to build some momentum, but Balor had a counter for every little move that Mysterio would try to deliver. But eventually Mysterio would come back and deliver a neck breaker to Balor, but then eventually he would try to deliver a foot stomp, but Rey would counter and deliver a dropkick, staying in control. But eventually it wouldn't last too long, as Balor would deliver that foot stomp and try to pick up the win. But it was not enough to put away the legendary luchador Rey Mysterio. And things would even get more heated up as JD McDonough appears from the crowd. Fleeing behind him is Carlito, but out of nowhere they are disposed by Damian Priest, who would take out JD McDonough with that kick and lift him up and deliver a devastating razor's edge hard on the mat. And as McDonough is out, Priest was showboat a little bit, and Carlito is confused, but out of nowhere, he's speared by Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso coming out to help Rey Mysterio. And as the ref is distracted by all this chaos on the outside, Rey Mysterio has Balor in position for a 619, and he's looking to close out this match, but Dominic slides in with a chair, and he looks at Rey and Balor, and Rey says, Dom, come on, do the right thing, make the right decision, like I raised you. And Dom is thinking, who's he gonna choose? And Dom makes a bad decision as he nails Rey Mysterio with the chair. Dom is not listening to what Rey is saying. He nails Rey Mysterio with the chairs, and he would get out the ring, staring at Mysterio lifeless. Balor can now take advantage as he goes up to the top, and he would nail a devastating coup de grace to pick up the win. In a major upset for the crowd, Balor picked up this win tonight against Mysterio. And as the next week on Raw, Dominic would eavesdrop, just like Rey told him to, on Balor and Liv Morgan's conversation, who are talking backstage without their notice. Dominic is listening in, and Liv says, Finn, it seems like everything's going according to plan. He's starting to lose more and more people, and he's starting to fall victim to us right into our trap. And Finn says, yeah, Liv, it's going exactly to plan, just like I set up this whole time. I can't believe he's actually falling for it. It's been set up all along. And Dom is confused because he doesn't know 100% sure what they're talking about. As he runs off, though, he would run once again into Rey Mysterio, who gives him some more words of wisdom. As Rey would say, Dom, did you see what I was talking about? Did you do what I told you? And Dom says, yeah, I did it. And Rey says, good. Just do more of that and you'll soon find out the truth. I'm telling you, Dom, you have to trust me. Liv and Finn aren't who they say they are. They're frauds. They're manipulators. They are manipulating you. And you gotta find out the truth sooner or later. But for now, just keep doing what you're doing until you find out the real truth. And what does that mean? We don't know, but as Rhea Ripley gets set to take on Liv Morgan, who is accompanied by Dominic Mysterio, who's still pondering after the words of Rey Mysterio. And as Rhea Ripley would dominate Liv in this match at the beginning and deliver a full-on beatdown, just punching the face of Liv Morgan in and slapping the face, this would have Dominic shaken up on the outside, worried for his Judgment Day sweetheart, Liv Morgan. And as Rhea Ripley would plant her down, she would go for a cover, but it was not enough to put away Liv Morgan. And as eventually Rhea would set up a riptide, Liv Morgan is pulled by Dominic Mysterio, who Rhea Ripley didn't see entering, and Liv would hightail it out of there after she was just saved, leaving Dominic high and dry and victim to a riptide from Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley was fired up after that. Liv Morgan has just left Dominic high and dry. And backstage the next week on Raw, Dominic would confront Liv Morgan about her leaving him out there, and Liv would say, Dom, come on. You know I didn't mean to do it on purpose. It's just I had to leave before things got terrible, more worse than they had already got. Come on, you have to trust me. And Dom says, come on, Liv, I do trust you, but it just wasn't right. All I needed was your help, and you just ditched me like a piece of garbage. And Liv says, no, Dom, I would never treat you like that. I care about you, and you care about me, so come on, let's just go. Let's stop talking about this. And Dom ponders it for a second, but he eventually agrees and walks off with Liv. And as Dom leaves the area from talking to Liv, he runs into Finn Balor, who says, I heard you and Liv talking. Liv did not ditch you, Dom. You gotta get your act together, because it's not looking good with your status in the Judgment Day right now from the way you've been acting. And Dom is confused. Dom has not been acting like anything, but reluctantly he agrees. And as later on that night on Monday Night Raw, when Jey Uso will be in a hard-hitting match with JD McDonough of the Judgment Day, Uso will deliver that spine buster and then a snap suplex to plant McDonough. And eventually Uso will try to deliver a super kick, but this one McDonough would come into play and delivering a Spanish fly, turning the tables on Uso and following it up with a standing moonsault. And eventually, as McDonough stays in control, continuing the offense against Jey Uso, and he will pick up Uso and deliver the double knee strike to the face. And McDonough is fired up and ready to put away Jey Uso. And as Jey would crawl into the corner, McDonough would take advantage of this and backing into the corner and nailing Uso with a shotgun drop kick. And he will follow it up as going up top, trying to follow it up with a moonsault, but he would miss as Uso will roll out the way. And as McDonough will struggle back to his feet, he falls victim to a jumping super kick for Jey Uso to pick up the win and retain the Intercontinental Championship. It's a huge, major excitement for the fans to still see Jey Uso yeet as Intercontinental Champion, but it's a huge upset for the Judgment Day and Finn Balor. Balor. As Finn Balor's pacing back and forth with Carlito after seeing the match, and he says, we've got to do something. The Judgment Day is falling behind, and we can't let that happen. We got to step up our game. We got to make more dedicated plans to winning. And Carlito says, yeah, you're right. We got to do some more things. We got to destroy some more people, make people realize the Judgment Day is in charge. And Finn says, I know the perfect way to do that. We'll start by getting rid of Rey Mysterio. And as next week, Rey Mysterio is demolished by Carlito and Balor backstage. This is what Balor meant by disposing of Rey Mysterio, getting rid of Mysterio. And Carlito and Balor would toss him out of the arena, and all this commotion would distract Dominic, who's conveniently in a match with Bronson Reed, as Bronson would go up top to nail a tsunami to pick up the win. Bronson Reed has just took advantage of the distraction. Dominic had feelings for his father being attacked, and it seems like the tension is still there. They are still having that father and son bond. But as Adam Pearce would make a statement claiming at Survivor Series it will be Balor and Rey Mysterio one-on-one. Balor and Liv would confront Dominic to decide where he stands ahead of Survivor Series, and Balor says, where are you with us, Dom, or not? And Liv says, yeah, Dom, are you with us? I would think you are. Don't you want to do it for me? You love me, don't you? And Dom says, of course I do, Liv. Of course I care about you. I care about the entire Judgment Day, but I also care about him. Finn is angered by this, and he says, well, you better get it together and start just focusing only on the Judgment Day, or there will be consequences. And as Liv and Balor walks away, Dom is left there pondered. He doesn't know what is happening. He doesn't know what decision to make. But as we inch closer to Survivor Series War Games, Priest would get in a match with Carlito the week before the go-home show to Survivor Series War Games. And as Priest is dominating Carlito, he would showboat for a second, but then Dominic would arrive from the crowd and he would walk up to the ringside. The Judgment Day is always not far behind in these situations, and so is Liv as she storms out walking, but she's quickly caught off guard by Rhea Bloody Ripley, who nails a big boot to Liv and takes her down, and she would pick her up and nail her with a boot once again. And then Rhea would continue to beat down on the outside to Liv Morgan, Dominic's new girlfriend. And as Rhea would toss Liv to the side, this would eliminate her from the equation. And as Dominic would turn to his side, he would see a very familiar face. Rey Mysterio once again. After Dominic was told to focus on Judgment Day business, and Dominic says, you can't be here right now. I have to focus on the Judgment Day. And as Dominic is saying this, he doesn't realize that Finn Balor's by ringside now, and he sees Dominic. And with all of this taking place, this would allow Priest to capitalize with a South of Heaven to pick up the win ahead of Survivor Series War Games. But as it was time for Survivor Series War Games, there will be a WWE exclusive interview with a fan who would say, I think we're going to have a good match between Rey and Finn, and I'm hoping my boy Rey, the legendary luchador, pick up the win, because I'm all for the LWO. And it was finally time. Survivor Series War Games, Rey Mysterio versus the Prince of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor. And as we would get into this match, Mysterio would deliver a Hurricane Rana. He was fired up already at the start of this match. He would deliver a drop kick to the leg of Balor, and he would stomp on the arm to wear Balor down in the matter of this match. And as Balor would get sent to the outside, Mysterio would deliver a suicide dive DDT, planting Balor, and he was fired up even more. And as Balor would come back, though, to deliver a drop kick to the leg of Mysterio, then deliver a stomp and a few ground and pound maneuvers to Rey Mysterio, it would allow him to come back into this match and take over control against the legendary luchador. And he would send him back first into the barricade, and as Mysterio would try to charge at Balor, Balor would trip the legs and deliver that foot stomp. But Mysterio would hop back up once again, still not staying down, but Balor would counter Mysterio once again and take him down, sending him into the post on the outside, and he would pick him up and nail a final cut to drop down Mysterio. And then he would toss him back into the ring, and now Balor would lift him up for the powerbomb position, but Mysterio would send him to the ropes to nail a 619, and it connects. Mysterio's already looking to close out this match as he goes to the top, but of course, the Judgment Day would interfere. McDonough and Carlito charging down to the ring to get involved in this match, but they are quickly cut off by Priest, who grabs McDonough by the neck and plants him with a South of Heaven. And then he would turn his attention to Carlito, dropping him with a kick to the back and picking him up as well to lift him up for a razor's edge on the outside. And as the ref is distracted by all this nonsense on the outside of the ring, he doesn't take his attention towards Dominic, who slides into the ring without being noticed by the ref. And he stares at both the Balor and Rey. But what decision is he gonna make? And he chooses to take out Balor. Dominic has just taken out Balor. He's helping his father like he should have been doing the whole time, doing the right thing. And he nails a 619 to Balor. Dominic has just made Balor regret his decisions, and Mysterio will follow it up with a splash to pick up the win. Dominic and Rey are finally reunited at last, the father and son bond that they've always wanted. It's Monday Night Raw, and Rey Mysterio and Xavier Woods are going at it in a one-on-one match, and as Xavier Woods is in control for this match at the moment, he would deliver that right hand to the face and pick up Mysterio and plant him with a face buster. And as Rey Mysterio will build momentum back, Xavier Woods will try to keep putting him down, trying to pick up the win, but no, Mysterio would kick out, and then eventually it would allow Mysterio to build some momentum, get a breather, and come back into this match against Xavier Woods, and he will come back hot against Woods. But eventually, Wood has to make a choice as he has Mysterio down. Woods is thinking to himself, what does he want to do? What does he want to do? And he decides ultimately, because he starts ripping at the mask of the Hall of Famer, and he rips it off of Rey Mysterio's face. Mysterio mask lays flat in the ring. Xavier Woods just did it on purpose. That was no accident. And as Woods stands over him, he eventually harries to the top and nails an elbow drop, that heat-seeking elbow drop to the back to pick up the win. Woods has just cheated. Woods is just changed. He has just made a dirty play, one of the dirtiest in the history of WWE, ripping off the legendary luchador's mask and disrespecting him. And as Woods would walk out the arena, he has a sinister smirk on his face as he has his back turned to Rey Mysterio. And Kofi would try to question him undoubtedly about this situation, but Woods wouldn't say much, but all will be revealed soon. And Kofi has no idea what this means, but he's gonna ponder it over the weeks and try to figure out what this mystery clue of what Woods is saying. And Woods is also interviewed by Kathy Kelly, who asked him why did he make the decision he did, and Woods also tells her the same exact thing. All will be revealed soon. And as Woods would walk away after saying that all will be revealed soon against Kathy Kelly, nobody understands exactly what this means, and as Kathy Kelly ponders it as well. But nevertheless, next week on Monday Night Raw, Xavier Woods is dancing cheerfully as he makes his way to the ring to go one-on-one with Joaquin Wilde of the LWO, who wants to stick up for Rey Mysterio. But undoubtedly, he was getting beat down by Xavier Woods as well. And Xavier Woods, it seemed like he's targeting all the heroes from the locker room. And as much as Xavier Woods has been frustrated as of late, I guess he's taking his anger out on the heroes from the locker room. And as Xavier Woods would deliver a kick to the midsection and a stomp right to the face of Joaquin, he would show off a little bit because he is happy he's in control. And eventually, the ref will get knocked down by Joaquin, an accidental contact, which would allow Woods to toss a kendo stick with another dirty play and follow it up with a tornado DDT to cover Joaquin Wilde to pick up the win. Another dirty play, and it can't just be a coincidence that Woods is doing this, and he's confronted by Kofi once again. But as you can see in the background, a mysterious figure is lurking in on this conversation, and Kofi Kingston says, "Woods, what's going on with you, man? I don't like this change at all. You've been playing dirty recently." And Woods cuts him off and says, Kofi, it's all a part of this. I'm just trying to build momentum for us to get another chance at the tag team titles. Don't you want that? Don't you want another chance? And Kofi says, yeah, I do, but not the way you're going about it. Something needs to change, or something needs to give, because I don't like this change. And as Kofi walks away, Woods is thinking to himself, I don't think he cares, but he's approached by the figure that was lurking in the background, Karrion Kross, who says, why don't you just go ahead and tell him the truth, Woods? Tell him that you have changed, you've turned a new leaf, and you want to start handling things different around here. Tell him, just tell the truth, Woods. And Woods says, I don't think I can do that just yet, Kross. Kofi is not like me. He's not going to do whatever it takes. And now, I wasn't willing to do whatever it takes at first, but now I am. And Karrion says, that's why I'm proud of you, Woods. You finally turned that new leaf and unleashed that side of you that you needed to unleash. Just like The Miz, you've done good. And while this is going on, later in the ring, Jey Uso is one-on-one with Braun Breaker, and he would nail a spear against Braun Breaker to take him down, and he would go up top to deliver an Uso splash that undoubtedly puts away Braun Breaker for Uso to win back his Intercontinental Championship. And as Uso will celebrate, you know, he's got one eager challenger waiting to make that challenge and click that switch. And it finally clicks as later on Xavier Woods approaches Uso and he would say, hey Jay, I know we haven't had the best of history, but I think I deserve a shot at your Intercontinental Championship because I'm tired of new day rocks. I'm tired of all the bullcrap with Kofi. I'm ready to move on with my career, and I'm ready to push to get to the top here in WWE and get my own opportunities and become a singles champion. And Uso says, I like your dedication, Woods, but I'm sure your buck Kofi won't appreciate it as much. Well, I never back down from a challenge, so I accept it. And Woods says, great, and I'll look forward to seeing you losing that championship. As Woods would mutter to himself, but he didn't realize Kofi from a distance was overhearing and watching this whole thing. And as Adam Pearce would make a challenge for Uso, he would make it official. Uso and Woods one-on-one at Crown Jewel. But as Woods would get prepared for his match against Jay, he runs into Karrion Kross. But before their conversation began, a quick symbol flickers, and it's pondering, the WWE Universe are wondering what this signal means, or they might know exactly what it means. But Karrion Kross says, Woods, you do know how to clean up nice. And Woods says, yeah, I'm ready to get this over with. I'm ready to become Intercontinental Champion. And with Jay getting prepared for the match as well, he runs into a very interesting person, but he just ignores them and walks out to begin this match.
Bow down. Bow down. Bow down.
Woods has finally managed to change, because he has changed his new theme song, a new outfit, new attitude shown by Woods. He has finally harnessed the inner evilness. But as he goes one-on-one, head-to-head with his former friend Jey Uso for the Intercontinental Championship, because that's what it's all about. Woods is looking to become Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career, his first singles championship in his WWE career. And as Jey Uso will start off this match pretty hot against Woods, delivering a jumping clothesline to take down Woods, he would ultimately lift him up for a Samoan drop to plant him as well, and then he would ultimately clothesline him to the outside of the ring to set him up for a flying Oos. And he would deliver it, connecting it on the outside. Woods would land hard on his back, and Uso was undoubtedly fired up, rallying the fans behind him. But this would allow Xavier Woods to take advantage off of that distraction and toss him back in and deliver a Falcon Arrow to plant Uso. And as Woods would go up to the top, hurriedly, he would deliver a diving crossbody to try to pick up the win against Uso. But is it enough? No, it was not enough for Uso to be put away. And as Xavier Woods will lift him up, try to deliver a suplex, this would allow Uso to come back and counter and nail a back suplex, planting Woods hard in the mat. And he would try to cover to retain the championship, but it was not enough also for Woods. He would kick out as well, and Uso would continue to attack, delivering an elbow drop, but eventually Woods would trick him and deliver a roll-up, but Uso would stay in the match, and Xavier Woods was fired up. But eventually Uso was lined up for a spear, but then comes the interference of Jacob Fatu. But Jey Uso is quick to handle the situation, and he would take out the leg of Fatu, who would make it back to his feet, and he would have to nail him with a spear to keep him down for good. But as he slides on the ring, he's caught off guard by Woods, who lifts him up and delivers that small package driver on the mat. And he was not done just yet. He would hurriedly go to the top, and he would follow it up with that heat-seeking elbow that he used to put away Rey Mysterio. The interference allows Woods to become the new Intercontinental Champion. Woods has finally done it. He has finally completed his goal to become a singles champion in the WWE. His first singles championship and the Intercontinental Championship. And as Kofi would hobble down to the ring to support his friend, he gets in the ring and is met with a surprise. Boom! A knee from Woods. He has just turned on Kofi Kingston. He's finally letting that anger out, and he delivers a small package driver, planting him in the ring. But once again, the symbol starts lurking and flashing uncontrollably, and something finally gives.
feel like they're above society. Now, the White Six are unleashing their chaos on people like him. And if you don't want to end up like him, I suggest you do the right thing and stay the right people, because the White Six are always watching.
Roman Reigns has just been dropped with a Samoan spike by Solo Sikoa, and as the Bloodline continue to rain a parade on the OG Bloodline, taking them out and destroying them, Solo Sikoa will pick up Reigns and nail a second emphatic Samoan spike to plant him down and make sure he's completely knocked out. And as Solo Sikoa is standing over Reigns with the tribal necklace, his allies will continue to take out Jimmy and Jay on the outside, starting with Tama Tonga nailing Jimmy with the stairs and crushing him with the stairs, taking him out, and it will turn to Tonga Loa, who also takes out Jay on the outside of the ring on the opposite side. And as Roman Reigns lays there flat out in the ring, Solo Sikoa would engage and say a few words to Reigns. Roman, you've been beaten and battered before, but not like this. You're gonna need some more help, cause your new allies, the Usos, they're now done. Roman, you didn't choose to acknowledge me as your tribal chief, but now you have made a fatal mistake not acknowledging me now, because me and my bloodline are more vicious than ever, and we're gonna keep putting you down one by one. You got put down first, then the Usos, and now they're gone, long gone, hightailed it out of there. And so now my bloodline is more vicious than ever, so you need some extra backup if you want to stop us. And anybody foolish enough to team with you will get also put down, just like the Usos were, because I'm the tribal chief and you will acknowledge me. And the next week on SmackDown, Tama Tonga will dispose of Andrade with a cutter to pick up the win. The Bloodline was really on top as of late after taking out Roman Reigns, as Tama Tonga celebrates this win of getting Andrade off of his back. But what is in store? Solo, you made one big mistake, taking out Jimmy and Jay, injuring them and putting them on the shelf, because now I won't stop until you are hurt and you are sent to the hospital. I will keep coming after you no matter what. Even if I'm alone, if I have no backup, it doesn't matter. You will pay. Oh, please, Roman, cry me a river. What do you have to say all of this for? Like it's that important. You do not care about nothing else but this around my neck. But that's why I'm gonna hold it for as long as I possibly can, because you'll never change. And since you will never change, I will never change either. And wait a minute, from behind, Reigns is attacked by Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who drops him in the mat. And then Tonga Loa will pick him up on the outside and dispose of Reigns with a pile driver on the outside, a Samoan driver to plant Reigns into the mat, and he would toss him back into the ring. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, this was a part of a plan. The Bloodline set the trap, but Reigns will come back with a spear, and Tonga Loa still tries to take out Reigns with a clothesline, but he's not done just yet. Tonga Loa going up to the top to finish Reigns for good, but Reigns will move, and he nails a spear to Tonga as well. The Bloodline's plan has just backfired. Reigns stands tall right now until... Wait a minute, Jacob Fatu, but Reigns expected it. He throws Fatu in the corner looking for the Superman punch, but Fatu moves. Fatu expected that from Reigns, and he clotheslines him in the corner and is choking Reigns out with his foot, that right foot. And this allows Sikoa to slide in and nail Reigns with a Samoan spike. Reigns is gasping for air and struggling to breathe as Sikoa says, Reigns, you really thought you could outsmart my bloodline, but no, we're always one step ahead. And for good measure, as Sikoa tries to nail a second, but Reigns counters at Fatu with that kendo stick, and now he grabs Reigns and delivers an impaler DDT, planting the OTC. But Fatu isn't done. He delivers that moonsault from the top, that glorious moonsault, and Fatu was fired up, not like any other person in the WWE. Fatu stands over Reigns. Will this happen at the Royal Rumble? Royal Rumble is approaching fast and it's right around the corner, but before we get to Royal Rumble, it's Monday Night Raw as the visionary Seth freaking Rollins looks to take on Big Bronson Reed in a colossal, hard-hitting one-on-one match. And as Rollins, being the striker he is, nails an enziguri to take down Big Bronson Reed, he really knows how to chop down monsters just like Bronson Reed, and he would deliver a neck breaker to plant Reed on the mat. And as Reed would still get back to his feet, Rollins would deliver a jumping knee strike, just trying to chop down the big man, delivering that forearm to the back of the neck. And now Rollins will go up to the top and nail a moonsault, but Bronson Reed will move out of the way. And as Rollins would slide back to his feet, Reed would nail an air raid crash to plant Rollins. But was it enough? No. The visionary stays in this match. But as Reed would get up Rollins, he would deliver a shoulder tackle just to wear down Rollins, and an elbow as well to follow it up. And Bronson Reed would continue on the offense and the punishment of Rollins. And as he would pick Rollins up and nail a Death Valley driver, the visionary was in a bad spot in this moment. And he would try to nail a senton, but Rollins gets the knees up somehow. And as Reed makes it back to his feet, Rollins takes his opportunity to nail a pedigree to try to put away the big Bronson Reed. But is it enough? Two, but kick out from Reed. He's staying in this. And Rollins knows he's got to finish Reed with a stomp. The fans singing his song, cheering him on as he tries to nail a stomp, but Reed catches him and plants him on the mat. Reed is not done just yet, and now he's looking to finish it, to nail a tsunami, to put away Rollins. It will be a major upset for the crowd if Bronson Reed were to nail this tsunami, but no, Rollins will get out the way. Reed misses, crashes, and burns, and Rollins follows it up with a stomp to the monster, but he knows it's going to take more than one to put the big man down, so he nails a second one to the big man, but he knows it's going to take more than two to stop the big man. And Rollins goes up top and hits a super stomp to Bronson Reed to pick up the win. Rollins has just evaded the odds. He's just outsmarted Bronson Reed and outplayed him in his own game. Rollins defeats Bronson Reed, but what holds in Rollins' future? Because as he gets backstage after the match, he runs into a very interesting onlooker. Seth, good. I'm glad I found you. You know, I want to talk to you about something. Seth interrupts Heyman and cuts him off and says, I already know what you want to talk about, Heyman. I'm not teaming with Roman Reigns. And Heyman says, hear me out, Seth. Listen, Roman Reigns needs backup. The Usos are taken out. You're the only one who can help him. Please. Seth says, I promised I would never help Roman Reigns. It's not worth it, Heyman. It's just not worth it. But find somebody else, because I'm sorry. And as Rollins walks away, Heyman says, there is no one else. But now it was finally time for Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns one-on-one with the new tribal chief and new leader of this new bloodline, Solo Sikoa. Reigns and Sikoa are gonna tear the house down in this main event on Royal Rumble. Who is gonna come out victorious? And actually, surprisingly, in this match, Sikoa starts off hot against Reigns, taking him down with the spinning heel kicks, 2 of them, and Reigns will still get back to his feet, but this will allow Sikoa to nail a headbutt to the old GOG Tribal Chief OTC Roman Reigns, and he would drop him down with a clothesline, and Sikoa would deliver a burial of shoulder tackles in the corner to take down Reigns, and he would choke him out with his foot. And as Sikoa would stand tall for the matter of this match against Reigns, he would deliver a leg drop as well to wear down the Tribal Chief, and he would pick him up and deliver that spinning solo to try to pick up the win. But is it enough? No, Roman Reigns still staying in this match. It's not over just yet, and Reigns was fired up after this. He's to come back and nail a big boot, and then a Superman punch to follow it up as Sikoa gets back to his feet. But is it enough? No, Sikoa kicks out as well. Both of these men not giving up just yet, and Reigns makes it back to his feet because he knows he got to nail a spear. It's what will put Sikoa away. But of course, invading the ringside is Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, but they're quickly disposed by Rollins, who shows up and flanked with the Shield outfit, and he takes out Tama Tonga and Tangaloa single-handedly, and Rollins, but Tangaloa will try to fight and take out Rollins, but Rollins will counter and chop block the knee of Tangaloa. Rollins was fired up, and as he turns his attention back to Roman Reigns, Reigns has to finish the match, but he's distracted. Sikoa tries to nail a Samoan spike, but Reigns ducks and nails a spear. This gotta be over. Reigns picks up the win and defeats the new Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa. It's a sweet and bitter victory for Roman Reigns to finally get rid of Sikoa off his back. And on the SmackDown after Royal Rumble is when things really start to spice up, because Reigns confronts Seth Rollins about Rollins changing his mind. He says, "Thank you, Seth. I really appreciate you helping me out there. I literally have nobody else, and I appreciate you stepping up, even though you promised you wouldn't help me, to stand and have your brother's back. And by the way, I'm sorry for everything I've done." And Seth says, "I forgive you, Roman. You know, I have to have my brother's back because I am my brother's keeper. And I'm sorry too for all of we've been through and all of what's happened, but it's in the past, and we got to focus on the future, which is the new bloodline." And speaking of the new bloodline, Sikoa's in an interview with his own bloodline, and he says, "We got to step our game up. This is not good for us or anybody else. The Shield reuniting, that's a nightmare." And Fatu interrupts Sikoa and he says, "I'll handle Roman. I'll make sure he doesn't make it to WrestleMania." And Tama Tonga and Tangaloa step in as well, and they say they'll handle Seth freaking Rollins to make sure he doesn't make it to WrestleMania. And Sikoa says, "I'm going to get the match made official by Adam Pearce. So let's get to work and get rid of this old piece of trash." And it continues as Jacob Fatu in a parking lot would assault and ambush Roman Reigns, putting him through a car window, spreading glass everywhere. Reigns was badly hurt and damaged, but the Tongans would fail their attacks as Rollins would nail Tama Tonga with a stomp, and he was fired up after that. But even when Tangaloa steps in, it was still not enough to stop the Visionary, because he would get caught with a stomp as well. Off guard, the Tongans did not expect this fiery anger from the Visionary, and Rollins would dispose of Tangaloa, tossing him off of that ramp, and Rollins stands tall, and it will getting closer and approaching the time for WrestleMania 41 in Vegas, and matches are got to be finalized and made official. And Rollins gets the match confirmed at WrestleMania 41 for a 6-man tag team tornado tag match. And Rollins says, "Pierce, you heard the match, you've heard everybody say it, everybody's talking about it, make it official. Me, Roman, and a mystery partner against the bloodline." And Adam Pearce says, I made it official, Seth. It's official. But I think I found you guys a partner. Well, it's not exactly someone from our company. It's Tony Khan from AEW, and he says, I've got a partner I'm sure you guys will be very familiar with to team with you guys at WrestleMania. The Bloodline is ready for this six-man tag match, but who is gonna be the mystery opponent for Rollins and Reigns?
Sierra Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
The Bloodline and the Shield are finally going to war. They are back together, back in business. This was Tony Khan's pick to team with Reigns and Rollins. The Dean Ambrose / John Moxley is back at the WWE for WrestleMania 41, and Reigns delivers a schoolboy powerbomb to Sikoa on the outside, and he lifts him up again and nails a second powerbomb. The Bloodline did not expect this from the Shield. Reigns and Rollins, they did not expect them to have a third member, John Moxley from AEW, and Rollins clears off the table trying to get Tama Tonga through it as he would nail a small package driver on the outside, and Rollins was fired up, but Sikoa will interfere with a spinning heel kick to take down Rollins, and now Tama Tonga gets on the move, but John Moxley comes to Rollins' aid as he nails Sikoa with a forearm, but Sikoa will counter and try to come back, but Moxley will deliver those strikes and an uppercut to the back of the neck and leave him to Rollins. And meanwhile, Reigns is putting a beating on Fatu in the middle of the ring. But then Tama Tonga will sneak in and deliver a backstabber to try to put away Reigns. And now he will follow it up as well with a German suplex to drop the OTC. Is it enough to pick up the win? 1, 2, but no, Reigns still staying in this match, and Tama Tonga slides outside, and while that happens, Sikoa slides in and nails Reigns with a Samoan spike, catching him off guard, but he knows it's not over because he nails a second one. Reigns is down and out. Is it over? And meanwhile, Tama Tonga is laying a beating on Moxley. He's got the upper hand now because he's grabbed a kendo stick. It's no disqualifications in this six-man tornado tag match. And Moxley is in deep trouble as he's laid out by the hands of Tama Tonga. And back in the ring, Sikoa trying to pick up the win, but no, Reigns still stays in it, and Sikoa is more frustrated than ever as he tries to nail a Samoan spike, but Reigns will counter and nail a spear to Sikoa. Sikoa's down. Is Reigns gonna finish it? He's fired up more than ever. The fans are rallied behind Reigns, but he knows it's gonna take more than one spear. And in a quick switch of motion, Rollins nails Fatu with a pedigree, and Fatu is finally taken out by Rollins, and Moxley will come back delivering that dirty deeds on the outside to take out Tama Tonga. And back in the ring, it's all coming down to Reigns, who nails a second spear for the Shield to pick up the win. The Shield is back together and back in business. A dream come true, made happen by the cooperation of Tony Khan and Adam Pearce. And the Shield have finally reunited in historic fashion. It's the first Monday Night Raw on Netflix, and we got a lot of matches stacked on our card, and it kicks off with a bang. John Cena is here on the first Raw on Netflix, and he's got a lot to get off his chest, but before he can, he's quickly interrupted. Let's just cut right to the chase. You already know why I'm out here, and Frankly, I've been waiting for this moment to get my one-on-one match with you for the Intercontinental Championship. So what do you say? And Cena says, I say, that sounds like a plan. And as Braun Breaker and Cena stand face to face later in the main event, they will face one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship, and it will be a historic match. But just then, Braun Breaker strikes Cena with the championship, and the nonsense is already starting as Braun Breaker goes right after Cena, delivering the punches. The brawl has kicked off the night here on Raw on Netflix, and Cena and Braun Breaker going back and forth, but Cena will get the upper hand, taking down Breaker. It's gonna be an all-out brawl later tonight, and as much as Cena is fired up right now, he's still gotta focus on the matter at hand. Braun Breaker and him are one-on-one in the main event for the Intercontinental Championship. It will be an epic showdown, but before Cena goes, he has to deliver one last statement.
If you want some, come get some.
Braun Breaker starts off against Cena, and he goes right after him, taking him down with a clothesline, and he will follow it up with a powerbomb. And Cena's first Intercontinental Championship match, he's not doing so hot. The 16-time world champion is in trouble. But Cena, as precarious as he is, he will quickly come back into this match, slamming Braun Breaker to the mat with a Mechanoku driver, and following up with an elbow drop on Breaker. And Breaker would need a breather, rolling out to the outside of the ring, and this would fire up Cena, because he was ready to take action and charge at Breaker. Target was locked on Breaker, and he would deliver that crossbody, dropping him down. And he was brawling with Breaker on the outside, hand to hand, fist to fist. Both of these men not letting back, not holding back, and they would trade blows on the outside. Cena begging Breaker to hit him, and Breaker would hit him, and Cena would try to hit Breaker, but Breaker would counter, and Cena would try to hit him again, but Breaker would counter again and get the upper hand with an uppercut. And Breaker was fired up now, and now he's got to take advantage of Cena. And as they would get back into the ring, the brawl will continue with both men with the repeated punches going at each other, butting heads, and these two would eventually come to that collision, and it will allow Cena to nail that comeback maneuver, the shoulder tackles, and then following it up with that 5-knuckle shuffle right on the nose, bullseye on Breaker. And as Cena awaits Breaker to get back to his feet, he will pick him up on his shoulders, but Breaker will instantly counter, and Breaker now will deliver a maneuver to plant Cena on the mat. But is it enough to retain the championship? But Cena with an instant kick out, and Breaker now was a little bit frustrated, but Cena would take advantage off of this and nail an attitude adjustment. Is it enough to become a new Intercontinental Champion too? But no, Breaker was not giving up just yet, and Cena was utterly shocked. But eventually Breaker would nail a spear to try to stop Cena, to try to retain. But no, Cena would kick out. Cena was too stunned by Breaker's kick out. He didn't realize the spear, but as Breaker would try to finish it, Cena would nail an elbow and a drop kick to follow it up. And now Cena will lock in the STF. And Braun Breaker was in pain, screaming and writhing in pain. Is Breaker. He doesn't want to tap. He doesn't want to give up his championship. And you can see the struggle in Braun Breaker's face and the frustration. He doesn't want to give up, but he somehow musters up the courage to fight out and elbow the nose of Cena. And as Braun Breaker will make it back to his feet, he tries to nail that Gorilla Press power slam once again, but Cena would counter once again, and he would nail a sunset flip to Braun Breaker, planting him, and he will pull him in position to set up for a second emphatic 5-knuckle shuffle once again right on the nose of Braun Breaker. And this time Cena was not holding back. He lifts on Breaker and nails one attitude adjustment, but he knows it's going to take more than one. As he rolls through, has Breaker still on his shoulders, and he nails the second one for Cena to pick up the win. Cena is the new Intercontinental Champion, and it couldn't have been a happier moment for the fans. But what is in next in Cena's farewell tour? Next week on Raw, John Cena is backstage, but he runs into Karrion Kross, who says, "John, come on, man. Congratulations on becoming Intercontinental Champion, but my thing is, there's a lot of people coming for your championship. A lot of people who are desperate, who are willing to do whatever it takes to take that championship off your hands. And I hope you're ready." And Cena says, "Yeah, I'm more than ever ready. If you want some, come get some, because I'll take on anyone who wants to step up and think they are the greatest of all time." And Karrion Kross says, "I hope you're sure about that." But on Friday Night SmackDown, as John Cena's going one-on-one with an old enemy in Solo Sikoa, he's on the move, taking out Sikoa with that classic John Cena maneuvers, planning with the back suplex, and then following it up, trying to nail a 5-knuckle shuffle, but Sikoa would counter with that kick, and Cena got too cocky perhaps as Sikoa nailed a spinning solo to try to pick up the win, but it was not enough as Cena would stay in this match, and the complexion of this match changes quick. John Cena has just picked up the win against Solo Sikoa. It's a bittersweet moment for Cena to get his revenge on Solo Sikoa, but his celebration's interrupted by a surprise. They say life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. And they was absolutely right about Karrion Kross. You know what you were planning to do. You knew what your plan was the whole time. But it's okay, because I'm not like the rest of these softies on the main roster. You will pay. And if you want some, come get some, because I'm coming for you, and I won't stop until you are beaten and battered. John boy, just calm down, okay? You should have listened to my warning. I warned you there was a lot of people in line coming for that Intercontinental Championship, and you were too naive to see the first person was right in front of your face. But if you want to make me out to be a bad guy, then I will so happily be one, because you will pay next week on Raw in that tables match. But the next week on Raw, Intercontinental Championship match between John Cena and Karrion Kross. And Karrion Kross is on the move, taking out Cena with that Death Valley driver to take down the greatest of all time. And as Kross will get on top of Cena, mounting, punching the face in of John Cena, just delivering a brutal beatdown. Cross was in for the matter of this match until eventually Cena would come back, delivering the jabs and the rights and the jabs, but Cross would counter and deliver his right to the face of Cena. But Cena would eventually come back and turn the tables again, on Cross delivering a inverted suplex to take down Karrion Kross. And as Cena was awaiting Kross to rise up, he would nail the shoulder tackle, and here was vintage Cena coming in with a second shoulder tackle and then following it up with that back suplex slam. And as Kross is down, Cena had him right in position for a 5-knuckle shuffle, but no, Kross would kick the face of Cena, and he was trying to lock in the cross jacket, but Cena would elbow and counter and deliver a monkey flip. Oh wow, a move we rarely see from Cena, but eventually Kross would deliver that Doomsday Saito to take down Cena, and he would pick him up to follow it up with a devastating power bomb, knocking the wind out of Cena. And Kross was fired up now, looking to finish and close out this tables match, as he would get a table and slide it into the ring. Kross was setting up, but before he would nail Cena with the table, and then he would finish setting it up in the ring. Cena's in a bad spot now. If Kross hits this, it could all be over, but an elbow from Cena. And as Cena would fight back, he would grab Kross and nail a Mechanoku driver once again. And now Cena was fired up, but out of nowhere, boom, Samoan Spike drops John Cena. Solo Sikoa getting his revenge after what Roman Reigns did, costing him his match against Cena, and walking away, storming out of there, leaving Cena to be picked up by Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross picking up the bones, the scraps of Solo Sikoa, and the final prayer takes down Cena, and the Kross will pick him up, put him on a table, and nail an Alabama slam to pick up the win in this tables match. Kross is the new Intercontinental Champion because of Solo Sikoa. You know this has got to make Cena heated to see his championship leave him just like this. The time is coming, so I guess there's nothing else left for me to do but become a well-deserved 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. And the only way I can do that and fulfill that legacy is by entering the Royal Rumble match. So I guess there's nothing left to say but I'll see you at WrestleMania. It's the 2025 Royal Rumble, and as Cena would eliminate McIntyre and Punk would eliminate his arch rival Rollins, they would come face to face, and it was down to those two who was going to WrestleMania. Cena and Punk going at it, but eventually Cena would get the upper hand, and he would nail an attitude adjustment to CM Punk, dropping him down. And Cena has got to take advantage of this opportunity as he picks up Punk, and he would toss him to the outside to win the 2025 Royal Rumble. It's amazing. It's an excitement for the crowd. Cena fans are chanting his name right now as Cena will be going to WrestleMania. But the question is, who will he choose? I'm glad the time has finally came, and frankly, I already know my decision. So Gunther, me and you will go one-on-one at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I will finally get what I've been earned for the past year, a World Heavyweight Championship around my waist again. A 17-time where Cena's cut off by Gunther with a drop kick, and Gunther with a chop to Cena backstage. Gunther already knew Cena was gonna pick him. He had an idea, and he would pick up Cena and nail a power bomb backstage. And as Gunther stands over him, he says, Yeah, I accept your challenge, cause I'll see you at WrestleMania. And I'm sure you will be failed, and you will be put down there too, because you're weak, you're vulnerable, and you're easy to beat. And as Gunther walks away, the challenge is set. Cena and Gunther one-on-one at WrestleMania 41, and it was finally time. Cena charges at Gunther and nails a crossbody to the ring general. And Cena delivered the blows in right hands, but they would go back and forth instantly. As Cena and Gunther would counter each other, but Cena would get the upper hand eventually and nail a powerbomb to the ring general, crushing him on his back and a belly to belly to follow it up. And Cena was taking moves out of Gunther's playbook to use them against him in this match. And Cena was ready and an axe handle to the back. Cena knows this could be his last match in the ring here at WrestleMania 41. It is his last match at WrestleMania 41. And will he become World Heavyweight Champion? But as Gunther stands tall, it would allow Gunther to eventually try to take out Cena, rake in the eyes, playing a little dirty, and then drop him with a back suplex throw and a knee to follow it up by the ring general. And as eventually Cena would get back into the fight and take control again and deliver a devastating neck breaker to Gunther to take him down. And then it was classic Cena with the shoulder tackles taking down Gunther. He was using it. Cena was going and giving Gunther everything he's got, and now he would toss him into the corner and nail a big splash in the corner to take down Gunther. And Gunther was right in position, perfect position for the 5-knuckle shuffle with Cena's nails, boom, right on the nose of Gunther. Then Cena was ready to finish Gunther to finally become a 17-time world champion, but no, Gunther would counter, and he would quickly drop Cena with a chop, a brutal chop to that echoed through the arena, and he would pick him up and deliver a devastating clothesline to retain the championship. But no, Cena still stank in this match, and Gunther is utterly frustrated. He doesn't know what he has to do, and he gets outside and nails a dropkick to the greatest of all time, and he would toss him back into the ring. And as Gunther would slide into the ring, he would harry to the top, and he would nail a diving drop kick to the greatest of all time, John Cena. And Gunther had him right where he wants him. He picks him up and lifts him over his shoulders, and he nails a power bomb. But is it over? No. Cena stays in his match. Gunther cannot believe it, and he looks to nail a second power bomb, but Cena would counter and toss him over his head. And as Cena would get Gunther back to his feet, he would pick him up with the strength, using all of it, and nail an attitude adjustment to pick up the win. Is it enough? But no. Gunther still. But Cena was fired up more than ever. The fans are rallying behind him. He's looking to nail the final attitude adjustment. This could be his last opportunity to put away Gunther.
And along with that history-making firsts, we are going to build so many unforgettable lasts. The 2025 Royal Rumble will be my last. The 2025 Elimination Chamber will be my last. And I'm here tonight to announce that in Las Vegas, WrestleMania 2025 will be the last WrestleMania I compete in.
Cena!
Reunited.